actually right next to baby Jones on the left side, 1 month old. But how adorable. I love the pictures where they literally just plopped the baby in the snow and then snapped away. We saw some babies who enjoyed the freezing temperatures, and then some who were like, what in the world is this? But let's chit chat real quick about what's open and what's closed here on Monday. We know that we actually have an article up on our website. It's www.fox5atlanta.com/closings. And in it, you can see all of the different schools that may be closed for the weekends, businesses that have already shuttered their doors, government officials who say that some buildings will be closed. But I want to tell you specifically for schools, on Monday, we already know that Fannin County will be having a virtual learning day. So if you're a student, a teacher who goes to Fannin County, you will not be going to school in person. You will be at home online. Your administrators should be sending out some emails any moment now, if they haven't already, letting you know what to expect, how you can make sure you are still learning correctly. And I also want to let you know the Habersham County Sheriff's Office has just posted something to their Facebook page. They're asking people to stay off of the roads because those roads are going to continue to be covered in snow, maybe even some icy conditions. We're also going to see some very low temperatures tonight. And even if the temperatures do come up and snow melts or the ice melts, we do know that it could potentially refreeze overnight. So they're saying, please only get on the roads and travel if you have to. Then Gwinnett County also put out some information for you guys. Again, they are asking people in their areas to stay off the roads because they're seeing icy patches. They're calling it hazardous driving conditions all around the county. You can check their website for more information if you need anything, but I do want to let you know there are quite a few warming centers open. As of an hour ago, Gwinnett County put on their Facebook page, I'm reading it to you guys, so give me a second, no one should face freezing temperatures alone. With the temperatures expecting to fall below 35 degrees Fahrenheit, we just heard from our Alex Forbes that we were really flirting with the teens here in our temperatures. They're opening 5 warming stations. They'll be available 6 p.m. to 7 a.m. on Monday. So if you need help, you can go to GwinnettCounty.com/warming stations. The number to call, 770-822-8850. Everyone deserves to find a warm place to rest for the night. All right, we know that a couple of places were really pounded with snow. Gainesville happens to be one of them. I want to get right out to our Ray Llerena, who has been riding around in the Fox 5 Storm Chaser with our Billy Heath. Ray, what are you seeing out there on the roads?
Well, Jadea, this area of Hall County, Gainesville in particular, got about 4 inches of snow through all this winter weather that happened yesterday. I want to show you what we're looking at right now. You can see some of that snowbank that is left over from crews going on and plowing some of these roads. Right now we're on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's near Highway 129 in Gainesville. You can see the trail right in front of us. Just very slippery conditions, especially on some of the parking lots that may have not been treated, some of the painted lines. But even on the sides of the roads, right now it looks like we have one good lane of clearance, but over to the right of this lane, you can see that there is some ice and slippery conditions. Now, if you're with us at Good Day, you saw this late at night, earlier this morning, but you can see how slippery some of these secondary roads can be. Look at all this ice and buildup and precipitation that is on this side road off of Martin Luther King Boulevard, where we are driving these storm chasers right now. You can see some of the homes, they're filled with snow in front of the yards. That's probably frozen into ice because right now the temperature is about 16 degrees right now in Gainesville, which feels like temperature of about 7 according to the Fox 5 Storm Team app. Now, Hall County just deactivated their emergency operations center that they had set up for the storm, and like I mentioned, they said that they got about 4 inches of snow in areas like Buford, and over at the EOC, which is not far from where we're at, they got about 3 3/4 inches of measurable snow. But we were able to talk to them earlier today before they deactivated the EOC, and this is what the emergency management director had to tell us.
Hey, Ray, I actually don't believe we had that soundbite in. Are you able to tell us, sum up what they said to you?
Yeah, so while we do that, there's a plow coming in front of us, so you can see like crews are still out here on the road. So it looks like they are still continuing to monitor on the roads, and that's exactly what EOC is telling us, is that these crews are still working on the roads, but due to the cold conditions that we are expected to see throughout the rest of the day, with this wind chill still piling up, getting gusts of 10 miles an hour, sometimes even higher, that is going to not allow this snow and all this ice to melt on the road. So they're having to deal with that, and they're estimating that they could deal with this through Sunday, perhaps Monday, Sunday night going into Monday, that you still may have some residual ice and snow that's on the sides of the roads and on the main roads as all this as people start heading into work Monday. Right now we have the sun that's just come up not too long ago, and hopefully that's able to do something for some of the roads, but like on some of these shaded areas, that might not be the case, because the temperatures just don't get high enough to melt some of that precipitation that fell yesterday. Again, about 4 inches here in the Gainesville, Hall County area, Judea.
4 inches is wild. I was taking over viewer pictures and videos, so I saw a lot of the submissions in, and just to see people sticking their rulers and their tape measures into the snow and showing just how much fell in their area was kind of cool to see. Everybody got to kind of act as a meteorologist, as we all have been trying to wrap our heads around this wild weather that we are having. Ray, I take it, I've been trying to listen to your reports as well, but I take it snow for you is not necessarily in the norm?
Being born and raised in South Florida, definitely not the norm. I mean, my mom texted me earlier today. She's like, look, we actually joined winter, and she's like 30 degrees. So that's about as cold as Miami gets. Wind chill down there is about 22 from what the screenshot of her phone says. So definitely not the norm. But I was able to build a half-decent snowman yesterday that unfortunately got destroyed because somebody tried to help me, and unfortunately it broke apart in their hands. So
no.
But I was able to get a snowman now. But there's actually not. But that's a good point, Janae. Is that yesterday we did see a lot of people just out and about. We do have some people out and about right now. This is more than we saw yesterday, but there's definitely some people staying home right now and just kind of enjoying the winter weather as we speak. Like on our closings map, you do see that some churches have moved their service to online. Yesterday we were at the square, and all you saw was children and their parents just kind of playing around the snow, sledding around. We have not seen that today, so it looks like people are, for the most part, staying home. But if they do have to, Hall County officials are telling everybody, just please be careful. Take that extra 5-10 minutes if you need to, because road conditions are still slippery in some of these areas as they try to address that, Judea.
Ray, thank you for passing that alert on to us so that we know we can be safe, we can keep our audience safe. I want to let you know Micaiah Shepard on YouTube says that they think this is probably the coldest it's been in 27 years out in Orlando, Florida. So yeah, Florida's going through it. We will keep you guys in our thoughts and our prayers. Ray, thank you so much for joining us. And we are bringing you coverage from all around. We have a couple of other places in Georgia I want to get out to. We know that our Lexi Bowden normally is reporting on sports, but as these below freezing temperatures are settling in, she's joined the weather team. Lexi, how is it going where you are?
Yes, that is true. Yeah, I made the joke earlier on Good Day Atlanta that when sports reporters are doing weather coverage, that's when you know you have to take it kind of seriously, right? This is not our usual assignment, so bear with me as I try to give you a weather report. Here in Gwinnett County, it is 20 degrees right now, but it feels like 7. Honestly, I'll take that, because when we started this morning around 5 a.m., said it felt like -1 degrees. Now that the sun's out, it does feel a little bit warmer, but because of those wind gusts of about 30 miles per hour, it makes the temperature feel a lot colder. You might be able to see behind me, the traffic lights are swaying in the wind, and that's how you can really see that the wind is affecting the temperature and just the overall conditions out here in Gwinnett County. But I want to point out the most dangerous thing about this weather, and conditions do continue to improve. You probably see a lot of cars going by, but If you look at the roads, the precipitation from yesterday has now frozen. That main road, which is Duluth Highway, is clear. But as people come out of Duluth Highway and they're taking a right on this side street, right by the Wendy's and the Chick-fil-A, they don't notice that it's kind of a sheet of ice. And we've heard some tires screeching. They're kind of braking really hard because that Duluth Highway is clear, but this side street is pretty icy. So if you do have to be out on the roads today, just kind of take caution when you have to go out off the main roads. And Gwinnett County officials did also advise people, they posted on their social media accounts, to stay off the roads if you don't have to be out here. But yeah, we're just out here, we're having fun talking about the conditions. We tried to go to Starbucks and Einstein this morning to grab a cup of coffee and a bagel, and they're closed. So if you're out and about, you might notice that some businesses are taking a little bit longer to open, and that's probably because of the cold weather. So be patient with your local businesses. But yeah, all I can say is it's pretty cold. You're probably much warmer inside the studio.
And as we laugh about it, yes, but no. The fact that I'm still cold lets me know how cold it has to be outside. So, Lexi, I hope you do find some coffee, some hot chocolate, something to keep you warm. We will check back out with you in a little while to see how things are hopefully heating up over there. You guys, there has been so much going on. A lot of weather-related closings, incidents happening around town, but we know something that happened at the Fulton County Jail, according to officials, has nothing to do with the weather. They flooded there over the Friday. So I want to get out to our Kim Luffler. We'll chat with her when we come back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. We heard reports that there was some flooding at the Fulton County Jail. A lot of our brains went to, well, it is so cold. We talked to people about bursting pipes, freezing pipes. But it turns out that this incident maybe had nothing to do with the weather at all. Let's get right out to our Kim Luffler, who's been covering this and may have some more information that she can share with us. Kim?
Yeah, hey, Judea, this happened yesterday morning. According to the sheriff's office, this was all resulting from a toilet on the third floor there. This is in the medical unit that was leaking, and it was actually the pipe fitting that had failed. Crews were working to get that repaired, but it failed, and that led to all of this flooding. Now, I believe we have some video of this flooding. We're told an estimated 70,000 gallons of water was released during all of this. It impacted the front entrance and lobby lobby, the medical clinic, courtrooms, and the server rooms. However, officials did note that no cells were affected and no inmates had to be moved. And the jail called in a water restoration team to help get everything cleaned up. We saw that they had some fans in there to get everything dried out as well. The sheriff's office says the break was not caused, as you mentioned, by weather or frozen pipes. Now, if we have this, we did speak with Commissioner yesterday afternoon after the flooding. If we have that, take a listen.
As soon as I heard about this, I came to the jail to walk around myself. I've since walked around. Water was high. I saw the damage to the servers. I saw computers that were affected, files, incident reports that were sitting in water, and it is now being remediated. Several people, contractors around the jail getting that water up still at this time at 2:30 from a flood that began at 5 a.m. this morning.
Now, this is not the first time the jail has experienced flooding like this. We do know a pipe burst back in October, which caused flooding and damaged several servers. It cost about $1 million to replace those servers, and the sheriff's office says the same servers were damaged in this incident as well. Now, we do know the lobby was closed ever since this happened yesterday into this morning, but the lobby has since reopened, and we've seen people kind of going in and out for the last several hours. But certainly a lot of damage here and quite the mess, Judea.
I mean, I can imagine just looking at the images, it's almost like a shallow pool in a lot of those hallways and those rooms. So it's going to be interesting to see how they come back from this. You know, mold is obviously a big issue when you've got a lot of water in places and you have to dry it out quickly. Kim, thank you for bringing us this report. Also letting us know what they told us about the fact that it wasn't necessarily weather related, but still a big concern because it is so cold outside. Hopefully we'll get to check in with you a little later on. I know there's going to be some more news of the day, so we'll get back to you in just a little bit. But that's what's happening out there at the Fulton County Jail, you guys. We had a lot of questions, concerns from family members asking us what we knew, and so happy we were able to bring you that last little bit there. All right, in some other news, you've all heard of Twitch. A lot of people love live streaming, watching streamers take on their favorite games, talk about movies. There are a lot of different things you can do on Twitch. Well, we know one teenager here in Georgia who usually is on Twitch rapping, talking to her fans, has been accused of animal cruelty. According to officials, there's a video that has been circulating on social media that shows Aspen Easterling hitting a dog, and Twitch actually temporarily banned Easterling's account. So Brookhaven police say that they arrested this teen rapper. She's 19 years old. Her real name is Aspen Easterling, but she's known as Aspen Cartier. She was allegedly seen on camera hitting a 3-month-old Maltipoo on her Twitch stream. Officers said they got to her home, investigated, this all taking place in the 1000 block of Town Boulevard at around 9:35 p.m. They say that, of course, the home is where they believe that abuse happened. Now, when they found the dog, they say the dog appeared to be in good health, but Easterling was still arrested. She was booked at the DeKalb County Jail for animal cruelty, and DeKalb County Animal Control took custody of that Maltipoo. PETA also weighed in. You know, PETA does not play around when it comes to their believed animal cruelty. So they posted a clip of the viral videos on X, and of course they condemned Easterling for what they say are things that she shouldn't have been doing. In the video, again, it appears that she hit the dog multiple times, even grabbing the dog at some point by the nape of its neck. Again, her Twitch channel has been temporarily banned for violating community guidelines, but it's unclear if that dog is going to be permanently removed from her care or if at some point in time it will be brought back to her custody. And even though the police did say the dog appeared to be in good health, they didn't confirm for us here at Fox 5 Atlanta whether or not there were any injuries that were consistent with some of the allegations that were made. So we also don't know how long Easterling will be banned from Twitch, but that's the information that we have there. We know a lot of people did follow her, and so we wanted to make sure you guys had that update. In other news, you've probably heard about the UGA college student who was allegedly killed in a rollover by his own truck. This all taking place in Athens, Clark County. So we learned that he is 21-year-old George Wittenberg. He's the driver of a 2018 Toyota Tundra. And on January 28th, they say he was hit by his car. His pickup truck, had been put into reverse, and rolled over him. Athens Clarke County officers had to respond to that crash in the 300 block of Peabody Street. This all taking place that night of January 28th. And they were able to determine that Wittenberg was standing outside the driver's door when that car began to back up. It hit him, continued to roll backwards, also hit an unoccupied vehicle before coming to a stop when it hit a tree. Wittenberg not only was a student at the University of Georgia, but he was also from Austin, Texas. He was taken to a nearby hospital, but unfortunately he did not survive his injuries. He was proclaimed to be dead on January 30th. That crash became the first traffic fatality in Athens Clarke County for this year. Investigators say they don't really know how the Tundra managed to roll backwards. Here's an update in case you guys are SNAP recipients. There are some new work requirements, not just for us here in Georgia, but for a couple of other states. So bear with me. I want to go over the latest information that we have with you to make sure you know how you can make sure that you are still receiving the amount of money you're supposed to. So we found out that some SNAP recipients would be losing or could be losing their food assistance as soon as today. It all depends on what state they live in. So work requirements will kick in for a couple of more states starting February 1st, which is today. The new requirement is expected to reduce the average monthly number of SNAP recipients by about 2.4 million people over the next 10 years. There's some new requirements that are starting in a couple of different states, but let's focus on Georgia real quick. In several states, including Alaska, Colorado, Hawaii, and us, the Peach State, there was a 3-month clock that started back in November. It means that people could start losing their benefits in the next coming days. A couple of other states like Ohio, Illinois, their requirements take place today, meaning some people could lose benefits starting in May. Meanwhile, Texas started its requirements in October, so people there may have already stopped receiving their benefits after that 3 months became exhausted on January 1st. So let's put this into perspective. About 42 million people, or 1 in 8 Americans, receive SNAP benefits. So this affects a lot of people. And I imagine even some of you who are listening in to me right now are looking at how they're going to be able to put food on the table for the next couple of months. The majority of people are in households that have incomes below the poverty line of $33,000 for a family of 4. I've said it multiple times before. A lot of us are really just one emergency away from being homeless. A lot of people don't have, a good amount of savings saved up. Now, how much do SNAP recipients receive? On average, the average person receives about $190 per month in SNAP benefits. So it's really not a lot of money when you look at it. To have a grocery bill under $200 for a 2-week period, let alone a month, is pretty impressive. So here's what's going to happen. If you're a SNAP recipient included in the new work requirements, you're going to have to submit additional paperwork, and that's all according to the AARP. If you haven't already received a letter, a phone call, or a text message from your local SNAP office, you can find the contact information on our website. We have a link available for you. I can tell you now that there have been massive tax cuts and a spending bill that was signed into law in July, back in July, by President Donald Trump that added these requirements for adult SNAP recipients to work, volunteer, or participate in job trainings for at least 80 hours a month. And if you don't do that, they're limited to 3 months of benefits in a 3-year period. Remember, I told you that $190 is not a lot. So when you start cutting it back, even by a little bit, every little bit counts. Previously, the work requirements were applied only to adults ages 18 to 54 who were deemed physically and mentally able to work and didn't have dependents under the age of 18. But the new laws expand those requirements to people who are 55 to 64 years old and to parents who have children younger than 14. So for those types of people, childcare is going to be a big concern too. How am I going to be able to put food on the table, make sure that I'm working, but also make sure that my kids at home are being watched appropriately? So it's kind of like a can of worms where people are trying to figure out what's next for them. I did want to let you know that for us here in Georgia, we will be seeing this soon. So make sure that you are aware. Again, we do have an article about this up on our website right now, fox5atlanta.com. You can also look on the Fox local app. That should have the latest information for you as well. I'm looking at our time now. It's about 9:30. When we come back, remember, we've been talking about the crazy winter weather that we had yesterday. It was a lot of fun for a lot of people, and we asked you to start sending us your photos, your videos, anything that lets us know how you were going to weather the storm. And you did just that. We have well over 8,000 submissions, and they're still coming in. So coming up, I want to sit down with our Caitlin Pratt. We're going to comb through some of those images for you guys. So if you didn't see yourself yesterday, you might just see yourself today. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Jadaea Murray. This is our Caitlin Pratt.
Hey, everybody.
Y'all are in for a treat. Again, we asked everybody to start sending us their pictures, their videos from the winter weather.
This is how we know you guys are actually watching us,
Yeah.
right? Because you delivered. Oh, such good stuff. So,
Absolutely.
I mean, how many did you say we got?
Well over 8,000. I can check a number as well as we continue, but well over 8,000. And they're still coming in.
Amazing. And I think what made it easy is because the QR code, right?
Yes.
Just read and uploaded. We have your permission. We're going to share it. Let's dig in. Let's do it. You guys, stop it. Baby Jones, first snow, 3 weeks old, eyes closed, binky in mouth, arms out.
Baby Jones does not know what's going on.
No clue.
She just knows they're in for a wonderful time with mom and dad.
Okay, can we please, Mom and Dad Jones, put this in a wedding video someday?
Please.
Some sort of video. We need to capture this, whatever format it is, someday down the line when Baby Jones is getting married. Yes, we need to show this. So cute.
This one comes from Dawsonville, so thank you guys so much for sending us this our way. All right, we got some
Precious.
more coming
What
up
do we
for
have?
us.
What do we
Well,
have?
Let's see.
Oh, I like snow. SNO. That's right.
I don't, but I'm glad you do, you sweet baby. This is Calvin the dog, also from Dawsonville, just chilling. just chilling.
No big deal here. Nothing to see here. What I love too is about dogs. They go out. They're just like, whoa. We live in Georgia, lady. Like, what are we doing here? This is interesting. I have 2 dogs, Judea. They run out, scamper out the fastest I've ever seen them do their business. And they're like, yeah, it's too cold. Let's go. Let's go back in.
I'm not playing today, Mom. Let me back in. The videos that used to crack me up, especially yesterday, we saw a couple of dogs where they went out, tried to investigate a little bit. They're like, what's this white stuff? Oh, it's cold? No, let me back in right now.
Rewind, back in the house. And some of them we've seen, right? They're like just licking it up like it's an ice cream cone. You know, why not?
Having fun. All right, let's go to another one. Beth Folks from Pendergrass sent us this one. Beans needing a boop.
So cute. So my friend she recently moved to a farm, Judea, and she's like, I don't know. Do the pigs need like a blanket? Do they need like a jacket? Like, she's like, I don't know. I inherited these animals. Like, I guess I just throw a bunch of hay in there and hopefully they stay warm.
Beans is okay, apparently. And somebody was saying to me too, because apparently there are a lot of pigs here in Georgia. We saw so many pig photos yesterday.
Wow.
But they were like, do pigs have fur? And from the looks of this, yeah, they got a little bit of hair on their head. They're not bald-headed.
I guess a blanket wouldn't hurt, would it?
A blanket wouldn't hurt. All right, let's get to this next one.
Oh, hey, kitty cat.
Oh, Katie Thurman sent us this one from Jasper. Look at the
I love a little coat. Little coat.
He's ready to go. Okay, let's see what else we've got going for us too.
Oh, that's a mean snowball right there.
Yeah. We were saying it was more like a powdery snow, so you really had to pack it in to get it like that.
Yeah, and Alex was telling us earlier on Good Day Atlanta, it was a special type of snow that you could actually see the snowflakes, and I love that we did see a lot of those like individualized, like very specific, very ornate, and just lovely to look at. Snowflakes just like close up.
Caitlin, did you know that no snowflake is exactly like another?
I feel like I learned that back in kindergarten, but I love every once in a while it comes back up into the forefront of our existence, and I love that. That's
Shout
right.
out to Kristen Curry from Forsyth for this one.
I like her little earmuffs too.
Yeah, you just look adorable. These have some pretty nice fits out. Oh my god,
they're having so much fun.
This is it. And I wasn't seeing a lot of like actual snowsuits. A lot of people were in their jeans because we don't get that much snow.
They're like either they're skiers or they're snowboarders or they're doing something where they need those snowsuits. Yeah, because I think I had to like dig around and get like some snow pants for my toddler. Like we just don't do that here, you know?
Yeah. But another photo from Dawsonville. You guys really came out.
Snow day.
And loved us. All right, I know we have a couple more. Okay. We have a couple more minutes to play with as well. So let's get to this next one. Oh, we got a snowman.
And I think that's on the front of a car, which is always the way we do it out in the field for news when we have our challenges. You know what I mean? Who can make the best snowman? That way you can just dig it up like at arm level, right? You don't have to stoop down. My old back, I can't stoop down. So yeah, just get right there on the hood, scoop it up, make a little snowman.
Found like little branches to put in our little twigs.
Perfect. Perfect. Yep, on the stang. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, hold on. Coming back. Wait. There we go.
Oh,
Pond frozen over. Chris Leo from Jonesboro sent us this one.
Any koi in there?
Wait, you said coin. I thought you were talking about coins.
Or coins. Good luck. That's funny.
Thank you, Chris. All right, one more. Carmila and Jeff's
Nugget.
story.
It's okay, sweet pea. Look at her. I know it's so cold, though.
Oh, but look. We saw a lot of happy babies. We saw a lot of babies that were like, get me out of this right now. I don't want to be in it.
Do you feel like, I know you, are you from New York?
Yes.
I'm from the Boston area. I feel like ever since I moved to Georgia, like my blood has completely thinned. So that face right there is me in the cold, especially this morning walking out, and I was, what is this? I moved to Georgia for a reason. What are we doing here?
Exactly. Yeah, no, I 100%, even though I am from New York, my body is like, no, we're used to 70-degree weather. That's what's perfect for me. So I was telling everybody, no matter how much lotion I put on, it's still ashy over here. It's ashy town over here. I'm trying my best, you guys. It's cold. But Caitlin, thank you so much for joining me, looking at some of these photos. We're going to keep bringing up photos, videos.
Yeah.
The funnier, the better. So you still have time to submit them to us. The best way to do that, you were talking about it.
Yeah, the QR code. Yep. You just scan the QR code. It'll ask you a couple questions. That way we have your permission. And I love to. We've been seeing them on social media too. You can send them that way if you want, but the QR code is probably the best way.
Absolutely. All right. Still ahead, we'll be checking in with one of our reporters, Eli Jordan. He's checking on how things are going out around North Georgia, but he's been driving, so we actually don't know where he might end up.
Last time I saw him, he was in Forsyth County, up that way.
Yeah. All right, so we'll check in with Eli in just a little bit. For now, we'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. We've been talking about how crazy this weather was yesterday. We know one of the hardest hit places was our North Georgia region. I want to get right out to our reporter, Eli Jordan, who's been riding around showing us how these roads are looking this morning. Eli, where have you found yourself at this point in time?
Hey, good morning, Judea. I'm on Bald Ridge Marina Road right at 400, and you can see some stranded cars out here. Yesterday, they did get hit pretty hard. We got one over here on the right and then a couple here on the left. And then, if I'm going 400 northbound here, getting on the entrance ramp, you can see it's not too bad. There's a lot of, aggregate and just leftover salt remnants here. But as you go further north, though, there's still some patches of ice along 400. If you remember, GDOT mentioned that they are we're brining the outside 2 lanes, and you can see a car on the side of the road here with a coming police officer there. But they said they were brining the outside 2 lanes. What's very obvious because that third inside lane still looks a little bit rough. It's got lots of patches of ice on it, and but generally speaking, though, 400, the limited access part, looks fairly decent, especially the outside 2 lanes. We got 2 cars coming up here on the right here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but we actually got 3 cars that went off the road over here yesterday. So there's some trouble. This was a trouble spot coming up over this hill, looks like. But as you get off of 400 and onto the surface streets and deeper into the neighborhoods and stuff, there's a lot of treacherous roads there. I've discovered lots of ice on those. Like some of the main thoroughfares that intersect 400, those are well brined and salted and been plowed and moved off. All the ice moved off and whatnot. But then when you branch off of those main thoroughfares, neighborhood roads, and roads that go into neighborhoods, those are pretty icy. They could be pretty treacherous, and also the gas station parking lots, they haven't been treated yet. They could be treacherous as well. So if you can traverse the roads and make it to a gas station, well, be careful, because that gas station parking lot more than likely is going to be iced over, because I've seen many iced over gas station parking lots driving through here, getting coffee and filling up on some gas. But all in all, I would just stay in if you can. Stay in, stay warm, watch us on the stream, because it's mighty cold out here, and there's still a lot of treacherous spots. I mean, I'll try and get over here to the, I'm not going to get in the third inside lane, but it's covered with ice. It's all snowpack, ice covered, can't really get there. This is a 3-lane, but there's only 2 lanes open. So, you know, things aren't completely clear yet. We still have some time. We got a couple days to go, but you know, as you get further north, it gets a little bit more iffy and all that. Now the third lane is kind of opening up a little bit. So, you know, it's patchy here and there. You still need to use extreme caution when you're out and about, because there is some hazardous driving out here. You can still spin around, you can still slide. But as far as 400 goes, limited access, it's fairly well dry, the outside 2 lanes, but that third inside lane, it still looks kind of rough, and I'd be staying off of it if I were you. But generally speaking, it looks like 400 is fairly passable as far as the limited access areas go. Now, when you get further north towards Dawson County line, well, 400 does get a little bit more icy. You know, more patches of ice through there and all, and you can see the third lane here is still covered up a good bit, but then it gets uncovered here. So, you know, there's a lot of different, you know, inconsistent areas here and there you got to be watching out for. But, you know, I see more and more people getting out now that the sun has risen, and they're getting out doing some sightseeing, but it is a pretty sight out here. We don't get to see snow-covered areas here in Georgia like we see today, and yesterday's snowstorm was actually quite impressive. I was up here along 400 when it was all coming down, and you know, there was practically whiteout conditions causing me to white knuckle drive all around, and I saw cars spinning out behind me and just barely missing other cars, and it was very interesting to see, and kind of, you know, a little bit you know, scary to see, you know, because you're wondering, oh, that could have been me. And when I saw the cars spin around, I was like, I need to, like, add extra caution to what I'm doing, because you get this false sense of security. But see, like here, Browns Bridge Road, they got it 3 inches up around here. Third inside lane still covered with snow, and so in this outside lane, you can see it looks fairly. It kind of looks snowy maybe on camera, but that's just a bunch of aggregate right. So they've been covering it up very well with the salt and aggregate and plows coming through here. We're out through here yesterday, and it looks like they've been throughout here all night, overnight into the morning, getting this as clear as they can. But still, use a lot of caution if you have to get out. But if you can, stay inside, because it's cold. Judea.
Absolutely. Actually, Eli, we have a viewer watching from all the way from Albany, Georgia as well, and they echoed what you just said, keep bundling up no matter what. They are also encouraging people to stay inside, stay warm. Now, I want to ask you this, because yes, you were out on the roads yesterday. It seems like we're not seeing that many people out and about. Would you say you're seeing more or less than you did yesterday?
I would say it's getting close to about the same amount. I was really surprised to see as many people out that I saw yesterday, because it was really coming down, and you know, there's a lot of people driving around without their lights on, and I could barely see them because of the whiteout conditions. And I was just surprised about how many people were out in it. I don't know if they got caught in it or if they were just out, you know, joyriding and sightseeing while it was coming down, because it was quite a sight to see, and being out in it while it was coming down. I mean, you got the adrenaline flowing, and you know, we never see this here in Georgia, and it was showering good, and I couldn't see not even a mile in front of me when all this was going on, and it felt like I was like in a totally different world. And I was like, this is Georgia. We're having whiteout conditions here in Georgia, and it was quite impressive up here. But looks like, you know, as you can see, this road, this is 400 right through here, dry as it could be right through here, but then later on down in little valleys or hills or sometimes intersections, you'll get little patches of ice, and that's something also too. You might get a false sense of security as you're driving. Yeah. The temperature is still quite, you know, below freezing at 17 degrees here. If you come up to an intersection, some of the surface streets I found, they had a lot of ice still at the intersection, and you don't want to go, stop and not be able to stop, and then you broadside somebody, and then, you've got insurance claims and all that, and so you don't want to have to deal with all that trouble. That's just another headache on it. So just, be safe out there. If you have to get out, use extreme caution, and, don't take it for granted that, everything's all melted. It's not. It's still well below freezing, and you got to use extreme caution, especially on the surface streets. Judea?
Absolutely, and this is where defensive driving, those skills come into play. Eli, first of all, I'm really happy that you are safe. I was watching yesterday, and I heard you through my IFB, my earpiece. For those of you guys who are watching, we call that an IFB. I heard you talking about how scary it was when that person started spinning out in front of you. So glad you're safe.
Yeah,
glad you're with us on the stream.
I was driving, I looked behind me, and I'm like, why is that car sideways? Oh, he's spinning around, and there's another car that was following with me, and that car just spun right in front of that car, and they almost collided, but then that car went right off into the median and jumped up into the opposite lane, going in the proper directional side, that side. But, it was quite frightening. It could have been a lot worse than it was, but, that was just a single car accident, fortunately for him, and looks like he probably just spun out and got back on the road and took off. But that was quite scary because he spun around right in front of oncoming traffic there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, seeing how you interpreted this, I can only imagine from his perspective or the driver's perspective. Maybe it was a woman, I don't know. But in the car, it happening to you, how do you kind of recover from that? I've had my own slipping and sliding on the streets here in Georgia. They are not a joke. And as Eli said, even in the places where it seems that it's pretty clear, that it's pretty dry, remember that black ice does exist, and sometimes you don't even know you're on it until you're on it. So just drive with caution, you guys. Proceed with caution. Eli, be safe out there. We'll check back in with you in a little bit, okay?
Right on.
All right, you guys, still ahead. Earlier this week, I got to chit chat with our Tess Hammock. She's our entertainment insider. So just in case any of you guys have any aspirations to be an actor or a producer, or whatever may have you, we'll be checking in with her in just a little bit as she brings you the latest and greatest opportunities around Georgia. We'll be right back. Guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray, and I brought Tess Hammock, our entertainment insider.
I love that. You
here.
brought me here, which is great. It's like you summoned me.
Come.
Yes.
So you're here with some ideas if anybody wants to get out there and get involved in the entertainment industry. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, take me away. So our first opportunity we have here is for a new production called Hal, and I'm very excited about this one. This is for minors specifically. So usually we don't get a lot of opportunities for kids simply because it's easier on a production if everyone's over the age of 18. But in this role, they really do need kids. And you must look like you could be from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s, which I'm like, I feel like kids don't really change that much. Kids look like kids.
No, the haircuts just got a little better over the years. That's
Listen,
all.
if you've got a mullet or a bowl cut,
A bowl cut is exactly what I was thinking.
I'm thinking the Beatles.
No edge up, no lineup.
Then this is perfect for you. This one's going to be filming February 13th through April 7th, so a long time, in Fayetteville or Atlanta. And then, of course, this is a paid opportunity. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallkids. And I like this, Judea, because, you know, you're only going to be filming a day or two, but you have a really long opportunity. You'll have like almost 2 months where you can get
for a paid opportunity,
either called back or maybe you can do one day. But this is going to be great, and it's for kids, so I love that. Now, the second opportunity, we have very specific role, and it is for a production you've heard about. It's on season 4, Tulsa King.
We love Tulsa King over here.
I like Tulsa King. I like Sylvester Stallone. We've talked about this before. Who doesn't? I think that's a great question, Judea. They're seeking Native American, any gender, ages 18 and up.
They're always looking for like a out there kind of character, you know?
They're very specific. Very specific they're looking for. But this makes a lot of sense because obviously this takes place, it's set in Oklahoma, which of course has a lot of Native American land and a lot of ties there still to the Native American community. So this makes a lot of sense for them. Of course, they're filming it here, but it is set in Oklahoma. They're filming now through March. So again, you're going to have a lot of time. A lot of time there to be either one day or called back. This is a paid opportunity as well. Your submission information is going to include, and do listen carefully, your first and last name, your phone number, email address, current location. They are looking for local hires only, so really make sure you're based in or around the metro Atlanta area. Your height, your weight, please don't lie, and 2 color photos, 1 close-up and 1 full body. And I love that they put color photos because that means someone did like a black and white or like a sepia color. Black, you know, not black and white, not sepia. Don't put it like an old-timey filter on this thing. Just exactly how you are. We want to see exactly how you are. Full body and close-up shot. You can email all of this to onlocationcasting1@gmail.com.
Okay.
Very fun.
Both of the emails you've given us so far have been very easy, very simple to get this information.
Yes, I think so. Making links is also super helpful just to make it a little more straightforward. Our next project is a public service announcement, and this is for a national nonprofit called CARE. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not necessarily theatrical work. It's not Netflix. It's not some huge thing. Well, actually, PSAs are a really wonderful way for you to get in front of the camera, and there's a lot of work in those type of industrial projects, PSAs being one of them. They are looking for, again, a specific role, a female, late 20s to 30s. So I'm like, I could fit in this. Any ethnicity. So if you fit in this is great. They're going to be filming either the 5th or the 6th of February, still TBD. This is a paid opportunity, and you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallpsa. But a really wonderful way to get some more on-camera experience. Anything you do, whether it's exactly what you want to do or whether it's like kind of adjacent, it's still experience. So I say always go for it.
Yeah, and I know you love to bring people commercials. PSAs are kind of cool too because you know you're kind of going after a cause there. So glad you were able to bring.
And it's pretty quick too. You're moving through. It's usually a 1-day shoot, and then you know you're in, you're out, you get paid, you're done.
That's a peek ahead. And this next one that you have is very close to my heart. Yes, go ahead and take it over.
I know. I put this one best for last. Best for last on this one. Netflix is doing a reboot of A Different World.
It's about time. This is exactly what we needed, people. So what are they looking for?
I'm glad you're excited about this. Amazing. I was excited when I saw it as well. So obviously, you know, a different world if you've ever seen it. You can kind of get a, you know, get an idea of what's going to happen. But they are looking for HBCU students, current students, and alumni. So, but you do have to be above the age of 18. So you can't be a 17-year-old. I know sometimes college students can be 17, you know, sometimes a little bit younger, but you must be above the age of 18 and an HBCU student or alumni. And then this one's filming in February in Atlanta, which is really exciting. So right here. And then this is a paid opportunity as well. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallhbcu. And then once you are taken to that page, you're going to have to put in a code, and the code, very simple, HBCU. And then, of course, you're going to see yourself, hopefully, on Netflix's Different World.
And what better of a place to start filming and do all this stuff than Atlanta?
Oh, it's perfect.
Spelman,
it's like right up the alley.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So, in addition to some of the on-camera experience opportunities, you also bring us some opportunities behind the scenes, jobs, people who don't necessarily want to be in the forefront, but they still want to be a part of things.
This is our last and final opportunity that we've got for you today, but this is a really big one. Now, the Motion Picture Association, which we have all seen, if you've ever watched to the end of the credits, you will have you'll recognize their logo. But it's a pretty big giant in the world of entertainment. Motion Picture Association. I mean, it's huge, and they are seeking a vice president for state government affairs in Georgia.
That's an important title.
It's a very important title. Now, what does that mean? State government affairs. It just is a fancy way of saying a lobbyist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is. Which basically means if you're a lobbyist, you are lobbying on behalf of an organization to try to affect change and to keep up with things that are going on in the state legislature. Right now, we're in the middle of the legislative session, and this person is going to be spending a lot of time at the Capitol. You're going to be talking to legislators, the governor, any state agencies that may have any impact on the Motion Picture Association, and so your duties are going to include a lot of it's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of talking. If you like to talk and you like to study, if you like politics, if you like government, this is a great role for you, especially if you like entertainment and combining all of those things. You're also going to have an understanding of emerging legislation, so you're going to be keeping up with any new bills that are hitting the floor. You're going to be there the day they hit the hopper, policy issues, industry trends, and then, of course, you're going to have to be in constant communication with the Motion Picture Association. If this sounds like something that's really interesting to you, I'm going to tell you the qualifications you have to have. You have to have a bachelor's degree, and then, of course, 5 or more years of professional experience in government, legislative, or public policy. Very important there. It doesn't have to be each thing, but definitely in that realm. You have to be a really great networker and a really great communicator. This job is heavy on the communication and very, very heavy on the organization as well. Multi-state experience is preferred. Obviously, that's great. This is for Georgia, but of course, you know, you could be potentially doing more. And then you must have a strong working understanding of state and local legislative, regulatory, and policymaking processes and government relations. And you can apply for this. If this sounds great to you, you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallmppa.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very straightforward this week. Yeah.
So, I mean, thank you so much for putting all this stuff together to bring to us. We had really great opportunities for you guys.
We really do.
If you miss any of these things, maybe you're just coming in now, don't worry. This will be available for you on the Fox Local app. Tess, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming up for you right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. This is our meteorologist, Alex Forbes. But
Yes.
before we get into the weather, technically it's still weather related. Are you ready for Groundhog Day?
So as you introduced me, I'm the meteorologist. Last I checked, rodents cannot go to school and learn what the weather is going to do. And that's my opinion on the groundhog.
You sound a little salty, Alex. What's
so
your
it's
beef
just-
with the groundhogs?
It's funny because it's like it's the one day out of the year that people are like, let's turn to that thing right there, and he's going to tell me what it's going to do for the next 6 weeks. And if that thing wakes up tomorrow morning and tells you it's going to rain Tuesday night into Wednesday, then I'd give him some credibility. But
So obviously I'm asking you this, and I know the answer you have is probably going to be a little rough, but how does that even start? Like, why do we turn to groundhogs? I think some people do bears.
I don't know. All I know is I'm taking the day off tomorrow, right? Like nobody's turning to me for the weather. Whatever the groundhog says is what the groundhog's going to do. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we actually are going to stream whatever the groundhogs do. So if you'd like to watch their predictions instead of Alex's meteorologist report, you are able to tune in with us. So here's a little background information about the whole situation. We do this every year. Georgia has 2 Groundhog Day forecasts planned for you guys tomorrow. One's going to be in Cleveland, one's going to be in Jackson. You all probably know the one you're looking at right there, General Beauregard Bo Lee, who always has a pretty strong accuracy report. Excuse me.
Well, hold on.
Alex, I didn't ask you anything.
Let's define strong. Let's put some numbers behind it.
I have no numbers to give you, so. Well, actually, I do.
Okay.
So, yes, Bo is like our local celebrity here, but actually somebody has gone back through his predictions.
His prognostications.
Prognosticate. Give me the word again?
Prognostications.
Prognostications. We
That's
have
the
that
official
$1 million.
terminology. Yep.
Okay, so 538 says that Bo has a 63% accuracy rate. Is that's not
So imagine if I rolled into work and had a 63% accuracy
you wouldn't have
rate.
a job.
Exactly. So why are we going to the groundhog?
Because it's
Excuse
fun.
me, the road. Sorry,
It's
I'm
fun.
not supposed to say the word.
No, you said the right thing. Okay, so in addition to Bo, though, we also have Yona. Yona's another groundhog who predicts the forecast, or at least what's going to happen for spring. And he'll make his 2026 prediction debut at the North Georgia Wildlife and Safari Park. This is all happening really, really early in the morning. So if you happen to be up, you're looking for something to, I don't know, watch other than us here on Fox Local, you will be able to also check out our forecast.
Well, and so here's the other funny thing about tomorrow morning down in Jackson. So Paul Milliken goes every year.
Yes.
And that's his thing. And I keep trying to convince him one year he needs to get in the house with the groundhog and also come out with the groundhog. And we'll see if
it's gonna fit. Actually, it's some pretty sweet dates over there.
Yeah. But what happens if Paul sees a shadow?
I don't know.
Yeah. Does he go back in or does he just...
Well,
That's the other thing. It's going to be so cold tomorrow morning. What if that thing doesn't come out?
Which actually, I think last year it took him a minute to bring his little tail out there because, it is pretty cold.
Maybe that could be Paul's job. Toss the groundhog out.
He's going to be back there with a broom like, go. Oh my goodness. So double the groundhog fun for us here in Georgia. Again, that's going to be how you are going to be able to watch it. But I guess if you want a real meteorological report.
Now we're talking.
Show them how it's done.
Okay, it's cold outside. Look, I mean, I say that jokingly, but it's true, right? Like Atlanta got down to 16 this morning.
Yeah, I felt every bit of that.
If you're watching from somewhere else, you might not think that's too cold, but trust me, to us, it is very cold. So let's check out the current temperatures. We've warmed up 8 degrees, now it's 22. 18 in Canton. If there's a groundhog up there, it's not going to come out. 13 in Blairsville, 20 in Athens, and 23 in Eatonton at this hour. Here are your current wind chills. So we were talking last hour about the hot chocolate thing run, at Centennial Olympic Park. I'm not sure I'd be doing that, and still in this weather at 10:08 in the morning, right? Certainly not at 7:30, but 10:08. Also no. 10 in Covington, 11 in Eatonton, 7 in Athens, and 2 over in Blairsville. So we're all still in this extreme cold morning until 1 p.m. This is for wind chills way below where they should be for this time of year. And look at this into the afternoon, right? Mid-30s. degrees, and we're only going to spend a couple hours above freezing. And by a couple, I mean like 3 or 4, not a significant amount of time. So this is your reminder to please, please, please continue dripping your faucets. And the reason being that history tells us in North Georgia, after we've spent an entire day below freezing, which we did yesterday, and only briefly get above freezing the next day, we run into pipe problems the following night, which would be tonight. And you know, I would rather sit there with a small little stream coming out of my faucet than a $10,000 insurance claim because of a water break, pipe break or something like that. So, you know, it's an easily solvable problem. Just keep on dripping them. Let's take a look at a place like Gainesville. They're going to spend even less amount of time above freezing. There you go, 33 for 3 and 4 o'clock, and that is it. So that's what we've got on the docket, at least for the day today. I'm looking for 36 in Atlanta as a high temperature. 48 tomorrow, 57 Tuesday. Tomorrow morning, wherever there is snow and ice on the ground, I expect there to still be snow and ice on the ground. We'll see some melting on Monday. Not everywhere, though. We will still have some on Tuesday morning in shady spots where the totals are at their highest. Once we get to Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening, that's where I would be looking for a significant amount of melting, and that is because the rain chances are going to go up. You are going to have warm, liquid rain falling from the sky, which will melt everything at the surface. Notice we're not even getting down below freezing Wednesday morning, only 45, so that's going to solve a lot of problems before we hightail it into a calm weekend, our first one in a month. We had a tornado, and then we had the Henry County, Putnam County, and Jasper County snow. Then we had last weekend's ice storm, and then we had snow this weekend. And you know what? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we can take the weekend off and delegate to the groundhog after everything we've been through over the past month. I don't know why I haven't thought about that till now, but so David, Joanne, myself, Jonathan, Lauren, we're all going to take off the next 6 weeks because we all have the verdict. After the past month, we're all exhausted, and the groundhog will take it from here. I see. Okay, so this is, you know, they call it like a timeline cleanse. This is the timeline cleanse that we all need. This is the weather cleanse that we all need. Yes. Groundhogs. Right. See, they serve a purpose. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but yeah. All right, let's check in on the roads with how a couple of different places around Georgia are doing, starting with our Ray Llerena. He has been out in the Fox 5 Storm Chaser, checking out Gwinnett County. We know that a couple of places over there were blanketed in snow. Ray, what are you seeing out there on the roads now?
Yeah, we've been going back and forth between Gwinnett County, Hall County, Gainesville. All of these areas got roughly a few inches of snow, as much as 4 inches of snow in parts of Beaufort, according to Hall County Emergency Management. Right now we're at the Gainesville Square. You can see this this lovely child is trying to build a little snowman out here. So this is the first time we've actually seen some people out and about. It looks like she is trying to get some revenge on somebody. It looks like somebody tried to throw a snowball at her. It looks like she's going to make her way towards these guys and try and hit them with a snowball. That's what she actually does. And yep, there you go. Target acquired on that one. So definitely hit her with a snowball on that. But this is the first time that we've seen people out and about. You can see, as I zoom out from the roof cam up here, you can see some people are still taking in the amount of snow that is still on the ground. If I put that a little bit further down, you can see how much has been pushed back by Public Works to try and clear some of these parking spots in the Gainesville City Square. But this area, like I mentioned, about 4 inches of snow, 3 3/4 inches of snow fell in this area from that winter storm, and you can see the effect that it's had on the roads. There's still some shiny roads, of course, that you expect with these sort of storms, but also as we turn into the shade, these shaded areas have some trouble melting. Like you see this line of snow that's over on the right hand side near these planters. That's actually a combination of what fell this week and last week. When we got here yesterday, there was still some accumulation in this shaded area that was still from last week's ice storm that has yet to melt. So hopefully now that the sun is out, it will help dry up some of these roads and dry up some of the precipitation. Overall, Hall County Emergency Management tells us that they want people to stay home if at all possible, just due to the cold. It is 16, 17 degrees here in Gainesville. The wind picking it up, making that wind chill feel ever oh so cold. Earlier this morning, I saw that Alex was reporting that we had a wind chill of 1 degree. That is extremely cold. It was extremely bitter and finger numbing if you didn't have any gloves on. And as we come down the hill, you can see there's still some shaded spots like this where photojournalist Billy Heath is taking his time just to make sure we don't slide through. So definitely take your time. Hall County Emergency Management has officially closed their emergency operations center for the storm, but they are still telling people, hey, this precipitation that we're seeing out and about on the roads today is going to linger through tonight, possibly into Monday, as we wait for those warmer temps, Judea.
I appreciate you being able to explain what we're seeing, and I absolutely loved how at the beginning of your live shot it was those kids out there in that center, maybe the town square or something like that, having a blast. I also want to apologize. I realized that I said Gwinnett County when I was coming out to you. I'm actually getting you confused with our next reporter who is live for us from Gwinnett County. But Ray, we will check up with you back out there in Gainesville coming up soon. But I want to see if we can get it out with our Lexi Bowden. Again, she's our sports reporter, yet has managed to find herself in the midst of all of the snow action. Let's see if we can. Okay, we won't be able to go out to her live just yet. I can tell you, though, that coming up, we just got this information into our newsroom. It's really breaking news. We're trying to figure out what happened out in parts of Georgia. I'm sorry, I'm looking over my peripheral. I'm seeing my producers actually telling me that our Lexi Bowden is ready to go up. So let me give her a second just to get the camera right. But to that breaking news, just to get back over what I was trying to tell you guys, we have heard that there was a shooting out in Gwinnett County. And Gwinnett County is actually where we meet up with our Lexi Bowden. We're trying to figure out more information about this incident. All we have so far is that there is a large police presence in that area. We checking in with one of our reporters who got out there quickly to see what was going on there. In the meantime, though, let's check back in with our Lexi Bowden. Lexi, where do you find yourself at, and how are the temperatures in the area?
Yeah, I just checked to see what roads we're on. We're off of Duluth Highway and Professional Drive right now, and it's interesting that that breaking news is happening right now because we did see a cop car go by just a couple minutes ago. So we'll try to figure out what's going on. But currently here it's about 23 degrees, so temperature continues to rise. Feels like 16 right now, so the wind gusts are still going at 30 miles per hour, which is making it feel a lot colder. But when you're in the sun, it doesn't feel too bad. I have some hand warmers in. I'm okay right now. But my photographer, David Gass, came so prepared. He had a shovel, he had the hand warmers, he had sand, and look at this. This is called an ice cleat. So what you do with one of these, you can get it at like Dick's Sporting Goods or REI. I'm going to put it on, so I'm going to drop my mic for a second. But you just fit it on your boot like that. You would have it on both of your shoes. And when you're walking on the ice, see, it provides some friction and stops your foot from sliding. This foot still very slippery on some of the patches of ice that we're still seeing in Gwinnett County. But when you walk with this guy, it keeps you from sliding. So being from Wisconsin, this is what we would probably use up there. I'm not sure how often we'd have to use these in Atlanta, but just wanted to shout out photographer David Gass for coming so prepared today. And how cool are contraptions like this that keep you safe in icy conditions?
All right, thank you so much for giving us your report out there too. Sorry if it sounds like I'm a little spacey. We do have that breaking news, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can, as quickly as I can. Lexi, we will be touching back base with you in a little bit, but in the meantime, I do want to set you guys up for that. We're still learning more information. We'll be getting out to our Kim Luffler in just a second. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. I want to break you right out to that breaking news. Our Kim Luffler is on standby. Kim, I understand that there's been a large police presence reported out in the area that you're at. What else can you tell us that you've learned so far? Kim, for some reason, we cannot hear you. We're going to keep playing around with our tech here. I'm so sorry. I know you were trying to give us some really valuable information quickly.
Do you have me now, Judea?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Do you have me now?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Sorry about that. But again, I'm here on East Park Place, and this is where police have a large presence that you mentioned set up. If I step out of the way, you can see that they are focusing in on the Holiday Inn Express. I've seen some officers going in and out of that hotel since I have been out here. I've only been out here for a few minutes now. We know an officer with the Gwinnett County Police Department is working to get some more information confirmed with us. She did tell us so far that that the scene's going to be blocked off here for quite some time, but a very large police presence right now. We are here. We are working to learn more information. We should be getting some more info here shortly. And of course, as soon as we do learn more, we'll be sure to bring that right to you. But again, a very large police presence here in the Stone Mountain area.
Kim, I have a couple of questions for you. I know you may not have all the answers just yet, because as you did say, literally minutes ago, that's when you got out there. As soon as we heard that this was happening in the newsroom, you shot right over there. So my first question for you is that Gwinnett County officer that said she would be helping you, has she mentioned anything about a potential press conference, news conference?
She's working to confirm information right now, and as soon as she has that and is able to release that information, she's going to come up here and brief all of the other reporters that are here standing alongside with me as well. So we don't know exactly when that's going to be happening, but we do expect for that to be happening soon.
Okay. And then my second question for you, and it may be my last question for you, if you had to guess or maybe even turn around and count for us, how many squad cars would you say are on the scene at this moment?
That is, it's tough to say because I'm on a little bit of the downward slope of a hill right now, but I would probably say at least a dozen from what I can see from my vantage point right now, but there likely are more. But again, I can't really see on the other side of that hill from where we are stationed at.
Okay. Well, with even just a few minutes that you were able to try to gather what you could before you went live for us, I appreciate how much you were able to bring us. We'll be checking back with you in a little bit. I know our assignment desk will also be in conversation with you, with that officer. So as she said a couple of times now, as soon as we know something, we'll try to get it out to you guys as well. All right, coming back to me in studio. I know we have some other news of the day. Just give me a second for a temperature check, because I want to check in with our producers who are able to let us know what we are expecting to hear from. Our digital team is actually trying to get my attention, giving me some information. Okay, I have a message that's coming to me. I'll be able to get that out to you guys in just a second. Okay. All right, as soon as that information comes across my screen, I will try to share it with you guys. I can say that we just got it confirmed from the Gwinnett County Police Department. They say the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has been requested by Gwinnett PD for an investigation. They're not telling us what that investigation is going to be about. They do say agents are on the scene and that this is the only information that they're able to release at this time. So let's bring that into perspective with what we just heard from our Kim Luffler. We have the visual from an officer talking. I don't want to listen in just in case she's saying something sensitive, but let's let the people see what we are dealing with. Kim was able to let us know that there is some sort of incident that's happening out there in Stone Mountain. We believe that this is the Gwinnett County part of Stone Mountain. A lot of reporters have flocked to the scene. Our Kim Luffler was among the first. As soon as we heard about it here in our studio, we were able to get her out there to see what was happening. What we can say so far is that the GBI has apparently been requested to join this investigation. They've been requested by the Gwinnett County Police Department. We don't know what this investigation investigation is about, what it entails, but I'm also seeing Georgia State Patrol, that blue vehicle with the orange lettering in the background. So it looks like we're not only dealing with Gwinnett County PD, it looks like we're also dealing with the GBI, and now it looks like we may be dealing with the Georgia State Patrol as well, those troopers. Hopefully able to get us some more information in the next couple of minutes. We'll be checking in with Kim as often as we can. I especially want to hear what this officer was able to tell her, especially if it's a big update or whether it's what we just got into our newsroom. But that's the deal that's out there. Let's move forward with a couple of our other biggest headlines of the day while we are on the topic of heavy news. A teen was accused of abusing a dog on live stream. So you all may be familiar with Twitch. It's a platform where a lot of people are able to join their favorite creators who are talking to them about maybe it's gaming or movies, music, or literally just talking about anything and everything. A lot of people love watching streamers do a little bit of everything. We know that this particular streamer is a teenager, 19 years old, is a rapper, it's a female. Her name is Aspen Easterling. She also goes by Aspen Cartier. They're saying that on Friday there were videos that circulated social media that appeared to show Easterling abusing a 3-month-old Maltipoo puppy. They say in the video she could be seen hitting the dog, grabbing the dog by the nape of the neck, and that this was all captured on a live stream there on Twitch. So officers were called to her home. This all happening in the 1000 block of Town Boulevard, which is in Brookhaven, if you're familiar with the Atlanta area, the I would say semi-North Georgia area. This all happening around 9:35 p.m. They say that the abuse happened allegedly in the home, again on stream. However, when they found the dog, they say the dog was in good health. Despite saying that the dog was in good health, they didn't detail any injuries that the dog may or may not have sustained. Easterling's Twitch channel, though, has been temporarily banned. So for now, you are not able to find her channel or watch any of her content. They say it was banned temporarily for violating community guidelines. It's unclear at this point in time whether that dog will be permanently removed from her care or whether after a certain period of time she'll be reunited with the dog. But we do know that the DeKalb County Animal Control did take the dog, temporarily at least. PETA has also gotten involved. They posted that clip, that viral clip on X, condemned Easterling for her alleged actions, and also, again, with that Twitch ban, that means she will not be able to reach out to any of her fans. And just in case that was a way she received revenue, that's also going to be on pause while there is an internal investigation. So again, this is all happening in the Brookhaven area here in Georgia that we're still learning more about. But again, her name is Aspen Easterling. She goes by the name Aspen Cartier. She's accused of allegedly abusing a 3-month-old Maltipoo puppy. We also know about a University of Georgia student who was killed by a rolling truck. So here's what officers are saying happened. Apparently, this young man was riding in his truck. He had gotten out. He was behind a 2018 Toyota Tundra, or at least by the driver's side of it, when that car started to roll backwards. It hit him, rolled over him, kept going, and did not stop until it hit a tree. His name is 21-year-old George Wittenberg. He was a student at University of Georgia, but we also know that he is an Austin, Texas native. Again, this all happening in Athens, Clarke County, so police have gotten involved in the incident. It all happened, on January 28th. We know that he was rushed to the hospital, and unfortunately on January 30th, he succumbed to his injuries. This crash became Athens, Clarke County's first traffic fatality in 2026, so a very big deal. A lot of people are mourning his loss, just trying to understand how something like this could have happened. Investigators have not said what caused his Tundra to roll backwards. I want to talk to you guys about some new work requirements for any of you who may receive SNAP benefits, because this is definitely going to impact your ability to put food on the table for the next couple of months. I'll talk to you about how Georgia's handling things, and I'll tell you about a couple of other different states. But there are some new work requirements starting in a few different states as of today for any American who receives Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program benefits, also known as SNAP. It's also known as food stamps. So here's what you need to know. This is all due to some massive tax cuts and a spending bill that was signed into law in July by President Donald Trump. It added some more requirements for a lot of the adults who receive SNAP. It requires them to work, volunteer, or participate in job training for at least 80 hours a month. And if they don't, they're limited to 3 months of benefits in a 3-year period. We'll talk to you about how much people can expect to get from their benefits. So we'll put this all in perspective in a second. But what used to be the protocol, work requirements were applied to adults ages 18 to 54. They had to be people who were deemed physically and mentally fit to work and didn't have any dependents, any kids, anybody who was relying on them under the age of 18. But now that new law expands those requirements to anybody between the ages of 55 to 64, and even to parents with children younger than 14. So when you think about it there, you got to think about people who need people to watch their kids. If you're going to be required to work, to volunteer, to put in a certain amount of hours outside of the home, the question is, who's going to watch the children who are left at home? This also takes away work exemptions for homeless people, for veterans, and for young adults aging out of foster care. It also limits the ability of certain states to waive work requirements in areas that lack jobs. So just because there aren't jobs hiring near you is no longer an excuse. So if you are a SNAP recipient included in these new work requirements, you're going to have to start submitting some additional paperwork, all according to AARP. If you haven't received a letter just yet, or a phone call or a text message from your local SNAP office, we do have the information where you can do the reaching out available on our website. So if you haven't heard anything yet, that's a good place to start. Now, here in Georgia, we started the 3-month clock. That's what they were giving people to figure out what they were going to do. We started our 3-month clock back in November. That means that people could be losing their benefits any day now. Meanwhile, areas like Texas, they started their requirement in October. So it's possible that people have already stopped receiving their benefits. Their 3 months were exhausted on January 1st. But then there are some other states like Ohio and Illinois. Their requirements take effect Sunday. So their 3 months will begin today. That means people could start losing their benefits in May. Ohio says that people will have to show documentation of work starting in March. I wanted to go over the other states because we know that not everybody who watches Fox 5 News Live or Fox Local actually lives here in Atlanta. Some of you guys are from other states, from other countries, so I wanted to make sure everybody had the information that they needed. With that being said, I'm looking at our time now. We need to take a step back. When we come back, though, remember we've been talking about this crazy weather. I want to check back in with some of the viewer photos, pictures, the videos that you guys have been sending us, and want to make sure you guys can see the hard work that our viewers got to put in over the last couple of days. So we'll check in with that in just a second. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. Remember, we are looking for more of your photos, your videos, all the fun stuff from over the weekend. We know that yesterday was a wild day. No matter where you lived here in Georgia, you probably got a little bit of something. So we have a couple of videos and pictures to share with you. In the meantime, I want to let you know that soon we'll be hearing from our reporter, Eli Jordan, who's out on the roads checking out how things are going in the North Georgia area. But let's start with this adorable picture. We've got a lot of fur babies who are having so much fun in the snow. Jennifer Barden sent us this photo from Gainesville. So cute, so cute. I wish you would have told us her dog's name, but that's okay. Again, we were seeing a lot of fur babies enjoying the weather. Jennifer also sent us this one, so it looks like she has two cute, adorable dogs. How lucky is she? Again, just enjoying the snow. All right, let's bring up this next one. Taylor Aidson from Bethlehem showed us how her dogs were enjoying the weather. I mean, Bethlehem clearly got hit a lot. I wonder how many inches of snow actually were in their area. But again, just looks like the kiddos were out there playing around in the snow and jumping around and having a good old time, even though it was so cold. All right, let's get out to this one. Casey in Athens. Oh my gosh. When they talk about puppy dog eyes, I think this is what they have to be getting at. Casey, your pup is absolutely adorable. Again, the best way to send us your photos, I'll take down our bug and our banner so you guys can see. We have a QR code up on the screen for you there. So if you have photos, some videos that you would still like to share, we're still taking them. This is for anybody who wants to show off how their baby, their fur baby, or how they enjoyed the weather yesterday and how they weathered the storm at home. We have another one from Jessica G, showing her cute little baby out there enjoying too. This is from Johns Creek. Skipping ahead to Benny enjoying the snow. We've got some really cute pictures. Hopefully we'll be able to get you guys some videos soon. One last one that I want to show you, a little doggo cosplaying in the snow. So I think this maybe is supposed to be a nod to Doctor Who, maybe. But thank you to Eduardo Salazar, again from Bethlehem, showing us how his dog was enjoying the weather. All right, let's get back out to me here in the studio. So much fun that we were able to share with you guys. Again, if you want to send us your pictures, the best way you can do so is to scan the QR code that we had up for you guys, or just head to our website if you want to see how other people were having fun on their snow day. I want to check in now with our Eli Jordan. I know North Georgia was one of the biggest areas hit hard by this winter weather, and so he's been showing us how the roads are. It looks a little cloudy out where you are now, not in the sky, Eli, but out on the roads. What are you seeing?
Hey, I'm on Jotham Down Road, just east of 400. I'm, on the surface streets that I mentioned earlier that are like pretty treacherous looking, and this is one of them. Jotham Down Road is pretty iced over. It's got a lot of aggregate on it, but a lot of roads are like this. Blue Ridge Lookout Road to my left just now, it's completely iced over. It's not passable, I would say, and all the roads along here are tough. Luckily I have a little bit of experience driving on ice and snow, and I am using that right now. But right now, this is what a lot of the surface streets are like along 400. 400 might look pretty decent and passable, outside two lanes, but as soon as you get off of 400 onto surface streets, especially up here in Forsyth County, you're going to run into a lot of patchy ice areas. They put a ton of aggregate on this road right here because it's it's a thoroughfare where a lot of people live in neighborhoods off of it. But still, I mean, it's treacherous. I'd use extreme caution if you have to get out, but why would you want to get out today? It is too cold to get out. Stay inside, watch us on the stream, and don't get out on the roads unless you just have to. And if you find yourself on the roads and you start sliding, don't lock up your brakes and don't accelerate. Just be cool and don't lose control of your car. But best thing to do to avoid slipping and sliding is not to get out on the roads. Judea.
Eli, thank you for the tips. it seems that we're always with you when we have to learn a thing or two about driving and whipping it on the roads. So I am happy that you are safe, because we know yesterday you witnessed something pretty treacherous there on the roads. So we'll check back in with you in just a little bit just to see how things are continuing to pan out. We've had so many questions about different areas, people wondering what the weather's like in Beaufort, what the roads are like. Are the roads clear in Loganville, Georgia? We're hoping to be able to bring you guys some answers, because we know there are so many of you who aren't just based here in the Metro Atlanta area. You want to know what's going on outside of the perimeter. So I'll try checking in with our meteorologists anytime we can. I'll ask the people who are out on the roads. Maybe we'll have some better insight for you. But still ahead, I want to let you know a lot of people are ready for their close-up apparently here in Georgia. People come to Atlanta for an opportunity to get in front of the camera, but we know some of you want to work behind the scenes. So coming up next, we have a cast and call episode with our Tess Hammock. She's our entertainment insider. She can talk to you a little bit more about how you can make sure you are in the right rooms, make sure your videos and your tapes are being seen. We'll have more on that when we come back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Jadea Murray and I brought Tess Hammock, our entertainment insider.
I love that you brought me here, which is great. It's like you summoned me.
Come.
Yes.
So you're here with some ideas if anybody wants to get out there and get involved in the entertainment industry. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, take me away. So our first opportunity we have here is for a new production called Hal, and I'm very excited about this one. This is for minors specifically. So usually we don't get a lot of opportunities for kids simply because it's easier on a production if everyone's over the age of 18. But in this role, they really do need kids. And you must look like you could be from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s, which I'm like, I feel like kids don't really change that much. Kids look like kids.
No, the haircuts just got a little better over the years. That's
Listen,
all.
if you've got a mullet or a bowl cut,
A bowl cut is exactly what I was thinking.
I'm thinking the Beatles.
No edge up, no line up.
Then this is perfect for you. This one's going to be filming February 13th through April 7th, so a long time, in Fayetteville or Atlanta. And then, of course, this is a paid opportunity. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallkids. And I like this, Judea, because, you know, you're only going to be filming a day or two, but you have a really long opportunity. You'll have like almost 2 months where you can get
a paid opportunity,
either called back or maybe you can do one day. But this is going to be great, and it's for kids, so I love that. Now, the second opportunity, we have very specific role, and it is for a production production you've heard about. It's on season 4, Tulsa King.
We love Tulsa King over here.
I like Tulsa King. I like Sylvester Stallone. We've talked about this before. Who doesn't? I think that's a great question, Judea. They're seeking Native American, any gender, ages 18 and up.
They're always looking for like a out there kind of character, you know?
They're very specific. Very
Yes.
specific. They're looking for, but this makes a lot of sense because obviously this takes place. It's set in Oklahoma, which of course has a lot of Native American land and a lot of ties there still to the Native American community. So this makes a lot of sense for them. Of course, they're filming it here, but it is set in Oklahoma. They're filming now through March. So again, you're going to have a lot of time. A lot of time there to be either one day or called back. This is a paid opportunity as well. Your submission information is going to include, and do listen carefully,
Okay.
your first and last name, your phone number, email address, current location. They are looking for local hires only, so really make sure
Great
you're
for
based in or around the metro Atlanta area. Your height, your weight, please don't lie, and 2 color photos, 1 close up and 1 full body. And I love that they put color photos because that means someone did like a black and white or like a sepia color.
No.
Black, not black and white, not sepia. Don't put it like an old-timey filter on this thing. Just exactly how you are. We want to see exactly how you are. Full body and close-up shot. You can email all of this to onlocationcasting, number 1, at gmail.com.
Okay.
Very fun.
Both of the emails you've given us so far have been very easy, very simple to get this information.
Yes, I think so. Making links is also super helpful just to make it a little more straightforward. Our next project is a public service announcement, and this is for a national nonprofit called CARE. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not necessarily theatrical work. It's not Netflix. It's not some huge thing. Well, actually, PSAs are a really wonderful way for you to get in front of the camera, and there's a lot of work in those type of industrial projects, PSAs being one of them. They are looking for, again, a specific role, a female, late 20s to 30s. So I'm like, I could fit in this. Any ethnicity. So if you fit in this is great. They're going to be filming either the 5th or the 6th of February, still TBD. This is a paid opportunity, and you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallpsa.
Okay.
But a really wonderful way to get some more on-camera experience. Anything you do, whether it's exactly what you want to do or whether it's like kind of adjacent, it's still experience. So I say always go for it.
Yeah, and I know you love to bring people commercials. PSAs are kind of cool too because you know you're kind of going after a cause there. So glad you were able to bring.
And it's pretty quick too. You're moving through. It's usually a 1-day shoot, and then you're in, you're out, you get paid, you're done.
That has a peeked ahead, and this next one that you have is very close to my heart. Yes, go ahead and take it over.
I know. I put this one best for last. Best for last on this one. Netflix is doing a reboot of A Different World.
It's about time. This is exactly what we needed, people. So what are they looking for?
I'm glad you're excited about this. Amazing. I was excited when I saw it as well. So obviously, A Different World, if you've ever seen it, you can kind of get an idea of what's going to happen. But they are looking for HBCU students, current students, and alumni. So, but you do have to be above the age of 18. So you can't be a 17-year-old. I know sometimes college students can be 17, sometimes a little bit younger, but you must be above the age of 18 and an HBCU student or alumni. And then this one's filming in February in Atlanta, which is really exciting. So right here. And then this is a paid opportunity as well. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallhbcu. And then once you are taken to that page, you're going to have to put in a code, and the code, very simple, HBCU. And then, of course, you're going to see yourself, hopefully, on Netflix's Different World.
And what better of a place to start filming and do all this stuff than Atlanta?
Oh, it's perfect.
Spelman,
it's like right up the alley.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So, in addition to some of the on-camera experience opportunities, you also bring us some opportunities behind the scenes, jobs, people who don't necessarily want to be in the forefront, but they still want to be a part of things.
This is our last and final opportunity that we've got for you today, but this is a really big one. Now, the Motion Picture Association, which we have all seen, if you've ever watched to the end of the credits, you will have you'll recognize their logo. But so it's a pretty big giant in the world of entertainment. Motion Picture Association. I mean, it's huge, and they are seeking a vice president for state government affairs in Georgia.
That's an important title.
It's a very important title. Now, what does that mean? State government affairs. It just is a fancy way of saying a lobbyist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is. Which basically means if you're a lobbyist, you are lobbying on behalf of an organization to try to affect change and to keep up with things that are going on in the state legislature. Right now, we're in the middle of the legislative session, and this person is going to be spending a lot of time at the Capitol. You're going to be talking to legislators, the governor, any state agencies that may have any impact on the Motion Picture Association, and so your duties are going to include a lot of it's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of talking. If you like to talk and you like to study, if you like politics, if you like government, this is a great role for you, and especially if you like entertainment and combining all of those things. You're also going to have an understanding of emerging legislation, so you're going to be keeping up with any new bills that are hitting the floor. You're going to be there the day they hit the hopper, policy issues, industry trends, and then of course you're going to have to be in constant communication with the Motion Picture Association. If this sounds like something that's really interesting to you, I'm going to tell you the qualifications you have to have. You have to have a bachelor's degree, and then of course 5 or more years of professional experience in government, legislative, or public policy. Very important there. It doesn't have to be each thing, but definitely in that realm. You have to be a really great networker and a really great communicator. This job is heavy on the communication and very, very heavy on the organization as well. Multi-state experience is preferred. Obviously, that's great. This is for Georgia, but of course, you could be potentially doing more. And then you must have a strong working understanding of state and local legislative, regulatory, and policymaking processes and government relations. And you can apply for this. If this sounds great to you, you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/casting call MPA.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very straightforward this week. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for putting all this stuff together to bring to us. We had really great opportunities for you guys.
We really do.
If you miss any of these things, maybe you're just coming in now, don't worry. This will be available for you on the Fox Local app. Tess, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming up for you right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. We just got a big update. We've been talking to you guys about weather closings, what's open, what's closed here on Monday. And so just into our newsroom, we heard that one of the latest school districts to announce or make an announcement is Stevens County Schools. They do say they will be closed tomorrow on Monday. We also know that Fannin County, of course, has already announced that they will be having a virtual learning day. So make sure that you're looking out for an email from your school's administration so that you or the kids know what you need to do to make sure that you're still keeping up with your schoolwork. All right, as we get more of those in, of course, I will go ahead and share them with you all here. But the best place for you to go and get them in real time is www.fox5atlanta.com/closings. www.fox5atlanta.com/closings. We made the link very easy for you guys. You can check on the latest closings, whether it's your church, a business, government official location, a building, or schools. Again, we made it pretty easy for you guys. I want to get back into showing you guys the images that we've been receiving from our wonderful viewers, you guys out there, showing us what's going on near you. So just today, Renee from Temple sent us this picture from the driveway. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking, what's it like in this area? How is the weather over in that area? Well, now we know in Temple, it is still very much so a snowy, maybe even potentially icy scene. So be careful as you are coming down your driveways, as you are approaching into oncoming traffic. We want to make sure you are as safe as possible. So Renee, thank you for this one. I want to get out to Lisa Rowland from Jasper, who says this was the scene from her pool Sunday morning. The ice is about an inch thick in the hot tub. The hot tub was just barely running over. The ice there was about another inch thick. The waterfall completely frozen in place, but it was still running somehow. She says she turned on the heat to the pool, broke the ice in the hot tub, poured some hot water in the filter baskets just so she could get it pumping again. Pool, she says, is currently defrosting. This hill we live on is brutal. I understand that, but the hot tub is definitely the kind of place that I would want to be in the weather like this if I had to be outside at all. It's really interesting in seeing how that waterfall literally just froze right in place there, you guys. With a couple seconds left, I want to show you another one coming from our viewer Maria. Not only is this just a beautiful photo that she sent in, but she says she's currently holding down the fort at Pruitt Health Limestone. So just want to give a quick shout out to our first responders, people who work in the medical field, whatever it is that you do. If you are helping anyone at this point in time with the weather that we have been experiencing, thank you. Simple as that. Thank you for thinking about other people, not just yourself. But of course, we did have some fun looking at your family pictures and whatnot over the last couple of hours. And we know that even more of you are still sending photos, videos in. Want to make sure that you know it's still a possibility for you. All you've got to do is scan the QR code right there on your screen. In just a few minutes, we'll get back to our weather report. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray. This is our meteorologist, Alex Forbes. Alex, weather has been our top story, really.
It's been a quiet month.
Yeah. Oh. I almost agreed with you. I'm just so used to agreeing with you.
So no, we've been tested this month. I think we had so the first weekend of the month was okay.
Yes.
There was not a lot going on. It was cold,
Well,
but
in
there
terms
wasn't a
of
lot.
weather,
Right.
not a lot going on.
Then we had a tornado in Carroll County. Then we had the snow on the south side of the metro. Then we had the ice storm last weekend. Now we've had snow this weekend. And I swear, if that groundhog sees that shadow tomorrow, we're going to have some words.
God, we count your days.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's super accurate and
63%, Alex.
I think we're a little more accurate than that. So let's get to it. I tell you what is 100% accurate. It's all these weather stations we have across the metro area, 25. And you might look at that and go, man, that's cold for Atlanta. Well, it's a lot warmer than the 16 we had this morning.
That's
right?
true.
This is a warm up. 19 in Canton, 24 in Gainesville, 16 in Blairsville, 24 in Athens, 27 in Eatonton, and 28 over in Thomaston. But you factor in the wind, and it feels like 13 in Atlanta, 6 in Canton, and in Blairsville, 7 in Dalton, 15 in Eatonton, and 12 over in Athens at this hour. We still have this extreme cold warning. Now, the coldest of the weather is behind us. That was just before sunrise this morning, but for all intents and purposes, it is going to be cold through the afternoon. And it's going to be a level of cold that we're not used to across North Georgia during the afternoon hours. When we look at the hour-by-hour forecast here, you see the temperatures climbing into the mid-30s briefly, but then we fall back down pretty quickly. Those wind chills, though, at their warmest, are only going to get into the mid-20s through the afternoon. Take a look at a place like Gainesville. Only getting to 33 between 3 and 4 o'clock, and that's it. So please continue to drip your pipes. That is the message, because history tells us across North Georgia, anytime you spend an entire day below freezing, which we did yesterday, and then only barely get above freezing, which is what we're going to do this afternoon, you run into pipe problems the following night, and that is going to be this upcoming night. So, do you want to spend an extra $5 on your water bill or a $10,000 claim from the insurance company? You tell me which one you want to do. 48 for Monday, 57 on Tuesday. I expect to see a lot of melting on Monday, and if not on Monday, the last of it will be gone on Tuesday. Everything will be clear by the time we get to Wednesday in terms of the snow impacted areas. That's partially because of some showers moving in Tuesday night. That will be 110% liquid rain. It'll be 45 degrees. It will be nowhere close to the freezing mark, so all the snow covered areas, those will be melted away, and that will set the stage for a cool Thursday. I'm not going to call it cold, given what we just went through, but a nice weekend on the way for the most part, with highs in the 50s and lows in the 30s into the first weekend of February. First full weekend of February, I guess.
With everything that's going on, I keep forgetting that it is February 1st.
It is February 1st. Tomorrow is February 2nd, and that is Rodent Day. And Paul Milliken will be down at Dossett Trails.
And you guys will be able to stream our groundhogs, our beloved groundhog predictions, to see what we can expect for the spring.
Yep. Maybe Paul will come out of the house. That's what we were joking about last hour.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, in addition to what we need to know about the weather and what we need to know tomorrow for Groundhog's Day, I also want to let you know about some new closings that we are receiving. So just minutes ago into our newsroom, we heard that another school district has announced that they would be closed on Monday. That's Stevens County Schools. We also know that Fannin County has said that they would be doing a virtual learning day. So if you have a student there in Fannin County, or maybe you're a teacher or some kind of administrator, you're going to want to wait and see if you get an email or that text message that lets you know what to expect. But you should be at home having a digital or virtual learning day. All right. With that being said, we're a little early, but I want to see if we can head out to our Ray Gadena. He's been riding around on the Storm Chaser, looking at what the weather has been like. So, Ray, I wanted to see, I think you've been out in Gainesville. How are things going at this point in time? It's 11 o'clock now.
Hey, Janae, it's been going relatively well, but there are still some slippery spots and some slippery spots that we've been encountering. Right now, we are near Interstate 985, and you remember yesterday, this is where a lot of issues started occurring. We had a multi-vehicle crash not far where we were at, and you can see there's still some water. You got some snow over here in the median, but overall, it looks like DOT crews have done county crews have done a good job of keeping this road clear after 4 inches of snowfall fell over the course of yesterday with that winter storm. The EOC for Hall County actually closed earlier this morning, but before they closed, they reported that they received about 3 3/4 inches of snow before they shut down for this event. We're actually turning onto 985 South here just to check on the conditions. I can already tell there's a lot less snow on these banks than there were yesterday. There's a lot less precipitation out here, but that goes to show the amount of work that crews have been doing. We've been seeing them all throughout the day going through with their plows, just making sure that everything is good to go for any motorist that may have to drive today. As we have mentioned all throughout the stream, there are some churches that have said that they are not holding an in-person service today. They're instead opting for a virtual service. But Hall County emergency management officials told us earlier today that if you do have to be out, just take that extra time, but they prefer if people do stay home today versus being out on the roads, because that would allow the crews to work on the roads a little bit better, Judea.
Ray, thank you so much for giving us a better look. I would say this is kind of like a bird's eye view since you've been riding around and you're seeing what the streets are actually like. And I know a lot earlier in the show we were trying to play this sound bite. You kind of summed it up for us from the EMA director. We do have that in studio, so if you'd like, we are able to play that for you. Let the people hear what they said at latest. Let's listen in.
The wind's going to be blowing. We'll have wind gusts about 20 miles an hour. That's going to help the road dry out. Our road crews will be out applying product as needed and looking at all of our roads, including subdivisions, primary and secondary roads.
So that was Zach Brackett, the EMA director there. Go ahead, Ray.
Yeah, and that goes to show what exactly they've been telling people all day, because we have seen the wind blowing. I mean, it's been 15, 16, 17 degrees here in Gainesville for pretty much of the day. When we started the day at 5 o'clock for Good Day Atlanta, the wind chill was about 0 degrees, 1 degree, just absolutely brutal, finger-numbing temperatures, Judea. So that goes to show what exactly that they're up against in terms of these conditions. And when we look back at the interstate, it's all clear for the most part. It's actually decent driving conditions right now, but that just goes to show the amount of work that these crews have done, not throughout yesterday, but also throughout overnight. But they tell us that they expect this precipitation, this snow and ice that's left over, to be remaining throughout the day today and head into Monday, Judea.
So Ray, too, while I have you, I just want to ask, I've been trying to watch the streets with you as you've been chatting with us. I also tried to watch a little bit of your Good Day Atlanta coverage before I was getting ready for our show. But are you seeing those trucks that he was talking about out on the roads at all? Have you seen any passing by or maybe in front of you or behind you?
The snow trucks, yes, we have seen plenty of snow plows on there. They admittedly have had their blades higher because there's just not a lot of snow. But when we came in this morning, we actually saw a line of snow plows traveling where we are right now. So when we are 985 South right now, at this point we were rounding a corner coming from northbound, which is on our left over here, just showing a picture of that. We actually saw a line of DOT trucks with their lights on, convoying down, just making sure that the highway and that the interstate was good to go, Judea. So yeah, we have seen a lot of those.
Okay, Ray, again, thank you for giving us this full picture of everything that's happening out there, because we do have viewers popping into the chat every now and again asking, what's it like over here? What are the roads like over here? Is it safe for me? So for them to be able to see you, watch you, and even hear your report of how things are going helps them figure out what to do with the rest of their week ahead. So Ray, thank you so much for being here for Fox 5 News Live. All right, you guys, we're going to keep things going. We know that those below freezing temperatures are settling in, and they are absolutely bone chilling. I want to get out to our Lexi Bowden, who has replaced her sports journalist hat with meteorologist in a way. I want to see how things have been going out there in Gwinnett County, where it is extremely cold. Lexi, how are things going?
Yeah, I think you guys might. Do you guys have me? Can you guys see me?
Yes.
Just double checking that.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I was just pointing out to my photographer that it looks like conditions are starting to melt a little bit. So I said earlier this morning we've been out since about 4 or 5 a.m. and I didn't know if things would end up melting today because the temperature is still below freezing. But I think because we're getting some direct sunlight right now, that ice that I pointed out earlier was on kind of these road, not the main roads, but the side streets, looks like that ice has started to melt, so that obviously will make conditions a little bit better. But it is still pretty cold. I think it's maybe high 20s now, maybe 27, but that feels like temperature is still low because of the wind gusts. And earlier this morning, we visited one of the 5 warming shelters in this county, and we talked to 3 people had stayed overnight. They provided cots and blankets and food and coffee. So for some folks that aren't able to get to a safe and warm place overnight, the warming shelters will be available until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. as those temperatures will go down again tonight. You can go to the Gwinnett County website to view all the locations of those warming centers. But so far right now, I'm feeling pretty good. Like it's not too chilly, so I'm not minding being outside right now.
Well, that's good. I know coming back in to like talk to our other reporters, it has been really, really bad in their areas too. You've made it. You've made it at this point in time. I think this is your last hit for us here. So I hope that you are able to go inside and get warm. I'm glad it wasn't too bad. And thank you for your contribution, because like I did tell our audience,
yeah,
normally you're doing sports, but you're wearing a lot of different hats this weekend.
That's true. Yeah, I'm sticking to sports after this. So, the Georgia weather people, please, no more snow or ice, okay?
All right, Lexi, thank you so much for doing this reporting. We'll check back in with a couple of our other reporters coming up. Now, Lexi did mention those Gwinnett County warming centers. I know we have some video. I hope that we'll be able to roll, but I want to tell you about those 5 different warming centers. We know that Gwinnett County has asked that people stay off of the roads, delay travel if possible while these below freezing temperatures are settling in, which could mean that it could refreeze. We could be seeing ice on the roads, so stay at home. But for those of you who maybe don't have heat at home or don't necessarily have a place to call home, there are 5 warming station locations available for you throughout the county starting Monday morning at 7 a.m. They're going to reopen later that evening at 6 p.m. We have a full list of those on our website, but we do know that the National Weather Service has already issued an extreme cold warning. They are indicating that wind chills could be down to the single digits, and we are seeing that happen. In some places, we're even seeing negative. So they want you to avoid being outside because obviously it's extremely cold and dangerous. They want to make sure you have a safe heating source. You're also able to bring pets in some of these locations. Again, we have more information on our website. Gwinnett County also has more information on theirs. They put those updates up online on Facebook maybe around 8:30 this morning. Another number that you can call just in case you're not able to go on social media is 770-822-8850. They'll be able to help you find the closest warming center near you and also a place where you can eat. All right, we had some breaking news a little earlier in this show. I do believe that our reporter Kim Luffler is out on the scene, so in a little bit we'll be checking back in with her to see if there's any updates that she can bring us. All we know at this point in time is that the Gwinnett County Police Department is involved somehow, some way. We also know that the Georgia Bureau of Investigations is involved, and I could see while we were chatting with her that the Georgia State Patrol has also gotten involved in this investigation. So we'll be checking back in with her to see how things may or may not have progressed when we come back. Hi guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. Remember, we are chasing some breaking news. I want to get right out to our reporter, Kim Loeffler. Kim, we heard that there was some sort of incident, large police presence in Stone Mountain. Can you pick it up from there?
Well, we have made our way over towards north side here in Gwinnett County. We're just across the street. The police department has asked us to kind of stage in this area across from the main hospital. We joined you our last hour at the crime scene over there in Stone Mountain. Police had the roadway taped off and they were kind of going in and out of a Holiday Inn Express there. Right now, we do not have any confirmation about exactly what happened here. We do know Gwinnett County Police is involved. And there are several officers here at Northside Hospital. We are expecting the chief to give us an update here at some point. We know the chief is here. We know Gwinnett County's public information officers are here. So we are staging here at the media staging area and waiting for that update to find out some more information about exactly what happened. But we were told when we were over at the scene in Stone Mountain that that area would be blocked off for quite some time, Judea.
Actually, Kim, that was going to be my first question to you. When you left that scene, was the tape still up?
Yes, absolutely. And all the officers were still on scene there. There were several that were heading here as well. But it was a very large scene over at that Holiday Inn that we were told was going to be up for quite some time.
Okay. And then I heard you say that we're kind of still in this holding pattern. So no indication just yet on when that news conference can happen. They haven't given you a specific timestamp, right?
No, not yet. This is a very active and developing situation. Again, we are waiting for confirmation about exactly what happened. I can say typically in these cases, when we see this large police presence at a hospital like this, does typically mean that an officer is involved in some way. Again, we are waiting for that confirmation, but we do have several Gwinnett County police officers here at Northside Hospital. And as soon as we get that update from the police chief, we will bring up that right to you. But again, no time period yet on exactly when that's going to happen.
Okay. So, Kim, how about this? With some limited details, because we're still waiting for the police to be able to confirm whatever it is that they can, talk to me about the tone, the feeling. When you were out there at the first scene, how did it feel? Could you see how the officers were interacting with each other? Can we talk about the emotion, maybe?
It was a very active scene when I was over there at that point. A lot of officers on scene as well. And there was certainly a haste that a lot of people have, certainly heightened, I guess, energy to make sure that they could get their investigation done. But still, a lot of moving pieces right now. So you can see the one Gwinnett County police officer vehicle here behind me. They had asked us to stay away from the hospital. We did see a lot of Gwinnett County police vehicles at the hospital as well. And I'm sure we'll have some more officers coming over here momentarily. But again, they had asked us to be over this way, out of respect for everything that's going on.
Okay, I understand. All right, well, we'll keep going with our headlines for the day, but of course, I'll have your live shot up, if possible, in the corner of my eye. So if anything were to happen, if a news conference did pop up and we weren't able to get a large amount of notification beforehand, we'll be able to see it. So don't worry about that. All right, let's come back to me in studio. Remember, I told you I wanted to get on with some of our biggest news of the day. So you probably have heard about this. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. If not, I'll introduce you to it. This teen who was live on Twitch, a well-known rapper, well-known entertainer, I guess you could say, out there on that streaming platform, was accused of abusing a young puppy on her latest live stream. So this teen rapper, Twitch streamer, goes by the name Aspen Cartier, but her real name is Aspen Easterling. She's 19 years old. Police received a number of complaints from people who were viewing one of her live streams when they say she allegedly hit a dog repeatedly, a 3-month-old Maltipoo, and that she allegedly grabbed the dog by the nape of its neck. She was arrested. She was booked at the DeKalb County Jail for animal cruelty, and the DeKalb County Animal Control took custody of that Maltipoo. Now, PETA got involved. They posted the video of the incident on X. They condemned Easterling's for her actions. You probably know PETA does not play when it comes to our animals. They want to make sure that animals are always being taken care of, and they are usually very quick and very vocal. And that is obviously what happened in this case. So what happened to Easterling? Other than going to jail, other than having the dog taken away, well, we know her Twitch channel is temporarily unavailable. She's been banned from the platform while there is an ongoing internal investigation. They say she was violating community guidelines. So Brookhaven police, when they got to the scene, they saw the dog and assessed the dog. They did say that it appeared to be in good health, but they didn't say whether there were any injuries that were notable for the media. We also don't know how long that Twitch ban is going to last for Easterling, but of course, as soon as we know some more information, we see any movement on her channel, we will be sure to let you all know. All right, another headline, a big one for us. A UGA student was killed by a rolling truck, and here are some of the biggest details that we have for you. We heard that 21-year-old George Wittenberg was standing outside of his 2018 Toyota Tundra when that car somehow rolled into reverse, hit him, rolled over him, and did not stop until it crashed into a tree. Now, Wittenberg was rushed to the hospital on the 28th. Unfortunately, he did not make it. By the 30th, he was pronounced dead. We also know that this investigation is really ongoing. They're still trying to figure out how the car came to start rolling backward and haven't come up with any answers just yet. But in addition to Wittenberg being a UGA student, we also know that he was from Austin, Texas. All right. I just got a notification from our producer on the side that that news conference where we'll be learning more about what happened in Stone Mountain, how Gwinnett County Police, how the GBI, how potentially even the Georgia State Patrol are involved. We are hearing that that news conference should start any minute now. So I'll continue looking off to the side. I do see that they have already pulled up their, it's a shot where you can see all of the different microphones and whatnot from the different agencies. Our station, of course, will be over there soon, but we do have that picture. If we can pull it up in a big little, I want to, there we go, share with you guys what we are seeing. So pretty soon we should have some answers into what happened, how the police department is involved in all of this. As soon as that news conference does begin, I want to be able to let you guys listen into it in real time. Because it could happen any minute now, I don't want to take a commercial break. Let's continue going on with our biggest news of the day. Typically, I'd share with you guys more information about what we have here, but unfortunately, it's very bare bones information that we have gotten into the newsroom at this point in time. So I want to talk to you guys about some new work requirements for SNAP benefits. And if any of you out there receive SNAP, listen up. You're going to want to hear this because things have changed for us here in Georgia. We know that a couple of different states are now requiring some new work requirements, sorry to sound redundant, for the millions of people who use SNAP. So what's going to happen is, if you are on this program, enrolled in this program, you are required to work, volunteer, or participate in some sort of job training for at least 80 hours a month. If you don't do that, you will be limited to 3 months of benefits in a 3-year period. Huge deal. It's not a lot of money that is given out with SNAP as it stands. I think it's on average $190 per person. So to then be limited to 3 months in a 3-year period is just wild, but that's what's happening right now. So previously, work requirements were only applied to adults between the ages of 18 to 54. You had to be physically and mentally able to work, at least deemed that way by the government, and you couldn't have dependents under the age of 18. But the new law expands to those people who are 55 to 64, and also parents without children younger than 14. So this will also take away work exemptions for homeless people. We know veterans and young adults aging out of foster care will also be included in this. It will also limit the ability of states to waive work requirements in some areas that lack jobs. So just because they're not necessarily hiring in your neighborhood or your city is not an excuse anymore. So here in Georgia, we started a 3-month clock back in November. So 3 months ago, we were trying to figure out what would happen next. We know that people could be losing their benefits any day now since we already started that 3 months. In other states like Ohio and Illinois, 3 months begins today. So people could start losing their benefits by May. Back in Texas, their requirements actually started way back in October. So it's possible that people already started losing their benefits by January 1st. All right, let's get back out to that breaking news scene. Oh, I'm sorry, I misunderstood. We need to take a commercial break. We'll be right back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. We know that one of the biggest areas hit during this winter storm yesterday, where we saw snow, maybe even some ice in some areas, was North Georgia. So I want to get right out to our reporter, Eli Jordan. He's been checking out the roads for us. A lot of you guys have been wanting to know, where is it safe? Where is it not safe? So let's check in with him now. Eli, how are things going, and where do you find yourself at this point in time?
Hey, Judea. Yeah, I'm at just south of Coal Mountain. I'm on State Highway 9, and I'm just cruising around on the surface streets, getting off of 400 because we've seen plenty of 400. And but on the surface streets, it's a little bit more treacherous. But there seems, the ice. It seems like the sunlight has really helped activate the salt and brine against the snow and stuff that's on the road. But you can tell there's a lot of water out here. I've been getting a lot of spray on my windshield when I get behind people, but like right here, there's a little patch. Got to be careful. But the roads are not completely clear, but they're not, impassable. But there's still some, hazardous driving out here. I got a patch of ice right here. Could be dangerous for some people if, let off the gas as you go over it. Just coast over it. But really, you don't need to be out on the roads. It's too cold to be out, guys. I'd say stay inside, bundle up, watch your stream. But, as far as the roads go up here in Forsyth County, they got hit pretty hard yesterday. I was up here as the snow came, and it was like almost blizzard-like conditions. I would say not quite blizzard, but it was white out. I couldn't see very far. I couldn't see over a mile at all. I couldn't see even a mile. And it was very impressive. But, the salt trucks got out here, the plow trucks got out here, and they knocked down 400. And that probably gave them a lot of time for any, or just, municipalities to get their trucks out here and brine the side roads. But there's the side roads, they're about 50-50. This one isn't too bad. I got a nice little patch of ice right here I got to coast over. But, you know, not all of them are like this. This looks like it's been done pretty well. You know, all the brine and the salt and aggregate is on here. But, you know, a lot of other side roads still have a lot of ice and snow pack on it. And just be careful if you have to get out. But my suggestion is just stay at home, enjoy your Sunday in the warmth of your house, and you know, maybe watch the birds outside your window after our stream is wrapped up. But, you know, keep watching us on the stream and stay indoors, because it is cold out there and the roads are not yet clear. You know, there's still some hazardous conditions out here, like through here. You know, nice big patch. You get going good, but then all of a sudden you hit this, and then if a car pulls out in front of you, you're going to have a hard time stopping. So you got to take it real easy, and I would just advise to stay in. We'll get there eventually, and we can get out. But I'd say stay warm. Judea?
Eli, I mean, perfect advice for everybody out there. And one of the things that you can do, because you are watching us, we're going to try our best to entertain you. A lot of you guys have been submitting your photos, your videos of how you're weathering the storm. Eli, we have some funny ones coming up next. So let's get on out to some of the images that we have available for you guys. Again, thank you so much for all of your submissions. We have our first one coming from the Cumming Police Department. I actually didn't review this one before I popped it up on screen. Oh, wow. Let me take this super down. So they say it's no joke. Yes, the pics are fun. Yes, the roads are still slick. If you don't have to be out, stay cozy and let us handle the snow patrol. So shout out to the Cumming Police. I'm sorry. Shout out to the Cumming Police Department for sharing these hilarious photos with us. I don't know what you did to get them to take these pictures, but hilarious stuff. Snow day shenanigans, patrol life, stay safe Cumming. Those are their captions there. So again, hilarious stuff that we're seeing out from the Cumming Police Department. We're gonna keep showing you guys some images coming up next. Let's see, what do we got here? Rebecca from Tequila says that after doing a workout in the snow, she flipped the shown tire, and you see her also kind of pressing her child there. First of all, you scare me. I don't know how you have this much energy, how you have this much oomph to get out there. First of all, it's cold. Two, you are in shorts and a crop top. How are you not freezing? But I guess if you're working that hard, you're getting the blood going. She probably feels just fine out there. Couldn't be me though, Rebecca. It could not be me. All right, we've got Sayla in the snow. Shout out to Shelly Wellborn sending us this adorable photo of Sayla out in Commerce, enjoying probably her first snow day. She looks really, really young, and her snowsuit is adorable. Mom, where did you get that? Or maybe it was a gift from aunt, grandma, cousin, whoever. Adorable stuff. Thank you so much for sharing this one with us. Let's see. We've got a video. Oh, I've been waiting to see the video. Snow tubing. So we know a lot of people have been out there sledding. A lot of people have been getting creative with their sleds. I've seen cardboard. I saw, oh, what is it called? It's one of the original racers. It's like a OG sled. I also have seen people snowboarding. I don't know how you were able to get so much speed in just a little bit of snow, but people have been doing a lot with just a little bit. So this is from Nicholas Samples, all the way out in Jefferson. Thank you so much for sharing your kid with us. Cute stuff. All right, let's get out to Dahlonega. I told you we had some snowboarders. So this came from Greta Shope for all the way out in Dahlonega, showing how she's shredding the snow. Clearly there's a lot that accumulated in her area. Cute stuff. I'm trying to see if this is you or if this is your child. Either way it goes. Amazing stuff. And I'm actually shocked at how many snowsuits and big coats I am seeing. I did not think Georgia was this prepared for inclement weather, but you know, I was talking to our Caitlin Pratt a little earlier. It's possible that maybe some of the people are just used to skiing, snowboarding, used to colder climates, or maybe come from colder climates, and that's why you were able to have so much stuff with you. I'll tell you right now, and you know, don't think I'm dumb for this. Moment of honesty. When I moved here from New York, I actually threw out my big jacket, my puffer coat, my parka, because I was like, oh, I live in Georgia now. It's such a warm place out there. Even when it gets cold in the winter, it's still fine. I've had 40-degree Christmases, 50-degree Christmases, Thanksgiving. It's going to be fine. It was not fine. It was not fine. So I'm jealous of you guys for being a little more prepared than I was. All right, let's check out. Oh no, what happened to this photo? Sometimes our photos don't work. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so remember I was telling you how a lot of people saw a lot of different levels of snow. Well, apparently out in, where's this, Buford, Sarah Eccles and her kids saw quite a bit of snow, so much that they're actually able to bury somebody in the snow. Cute photo there. All right, next one comes from Austin Childers. We had an competition almost really yesterday where we were trying to see, based on our meteorologist Alex Forbes and Joanne Feldman, they were saying that you could actually capture a snowflake if on camera, if you had like the right amount of zoom. And so many of you guys actually did start submitting your pictures for us. We got this one today, so it's a cool snowflake pic from Winder, Georgia. Awesome job. And what I was saying there from Caitlin, and you can actually see it in this photo, every snowflake was actually created differently. It's rare that, I don't even know if it's possible that you would ever see a snowflake that looked exactly like another one. And even in this photo alone, you can see so many different variations there on your screen, but my favorite one is probably the one smack dab in the middle. All right, next one coming out to you guys. Someone joined our snowman competition. The caption on this, by the way, is vacay all day. I know that's right. Deborah Loomis from Cumming, Georgia. Thank you so much for your submission. I love the hat. And that just lets you know also how big this snowman is, even though it's built on the car, but big enough to fit a hat. Got some big luscious lips there. Love the scarf, very couture. Again, loving the submissions that we've been seeing from you guys. And I love that you guys are able to interact with me here on the live stream. All right, we got two more coming for you guys. This one comes from Amethyst, all the way out in Hiawassee, enjoying the snow, not only on a sled, but also bringing the fur baby out and just looking at the dog's face. I can't tell if she's excited or terrified, like, Dad, Mom, get me back in the house. I'm not quite sure, but I know everybody had to have fun this day. Again, we don't get snow that often here in Georgia, so when we do, we need to take full advantage. All right, and last but not least, from Heather Robinson out in this part of Georgia, says, nothing will stop this man from grilling. And do you have somebody like this in your life? My brother is this person for me. There is absolutely nothing that will stop this man from getting out there on the grill at home. He has a slow cooker in the back too, a smoker. I actually need to check in with him. I'm not sure if he grilled yesterday, but shout out to I'm assuming this is your husband, Heather Robinson, for your man getting out there in the snow, in the ice cold, saying, you know what, who wants burgers? I do. Let's do it. Because why not? Why not? All right. If you guys have some images that you'd like to share with us, actually, can we pop that back on screen? Because I want to show them the QR code. If you have some images that you want to share with us, you can use this QR code on your screen. Yes, technically the snow is over. We're still seeing snow piling up in a couple of different areas. All you're going to want to do is take your phone, scan it over that QR code. You can submit pictures, videos, just give us a quick little description where we're looking at, and you may still be able to see it live here on TV. This is the cool idea, though, where you guys can be a part of our live news conversations by submitting images and stuff like this. I think it's pretty cool. So still ahead, because we have a lot to get out to you guys about, I want to let you know, if you have any interest at all in acting, performing, directing, producing, anything, our entertainment insider, Tess Hammock, has some ideas for how you can get booked and stay busy out here in Georgia. So we'll have some ideas with her in just a second. Guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Judea Murray, and I've brought Tess Hammock, our entertainment insider.
I love that you brought me here, which is great. It's like you summoned me.
Come.
Yes.
You're here with some ideas if anybody wants to get out there and get involved in the entertainment industry. So I'm going to let you take it away.
Oh, I love it. Okay, well, take it away. So our first opportunity we have here is for a new production called Hal, and I'm very excited about this one. This is for minors specifically. So usually we don't get a lot of opportunities for kids simply because it's easier on a production if everyone's over the age of 18. But in this role, they really do need kids. And you must look like you could be from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or 2000s, which I'm like, I feel like kids don't really change that much. Kids look like kids.
No, the haircuts just got a little better over the years. That's
Listen,
all.
if you've got a mullet or a bowl cut,
A bowl cut is exactly what I was thinking.
I'm thinking the Beatles.
No edge up, no line up.
Then this is perfect for you. This one's going to be filming February 13th through April 7th, so a long time, in Fayetteville or Atlanta. And then, of course, this is a paid opportunity. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallkids. And I like this, Judea, because, you know, you're only going to be filming a day or two, but you have a really long opportunity. You have like almost 2 months where you can get
for a paid opportunity,
either called back or maybe you can do one day. But this is going to be great, and it's for kids, so I love that. Now, the second opportunity, we have very specific role, and it is for a production you've heard about. It's on season 4, Tulsa King.
We love Tulsa King over here.
I like Tulsa King. I like Sylvester Stallone. We've talked about this before. Who doesn't? I think that's a great question, Judea. They're seeking Native American, any gender, ages 18 and up.
They're always looking for like a out there kind of character, you know?
They're very specific. Very specific they're looking for. But this makes a lot of sense because obviously this takes place, it's set in Oklahoma, which of course has a lot of Native American land and a lot of ties there still to the Native American community. So this makes a lot of sense for them. Of course they're filming it here, but it is set in Oklahoma. They're filming now through March. So again, you're going to have a lot of time. There to be either one day or called back. This is a paid opportunity as well. Your submission information is going to include, and do listen carefully, your first and last name, your phone number, email address, current location. They are looking for local hires only, so really make sure you're based in or around the metro Atlanta area. Your height, your weight, please don't lie, and 2 color photos, 1 close-up and 1 full body. And I love that they put color photos because that means someone did like a black and white or like a sepia color. Black, you know, not black and white, not sepia. Don't put it like an old-timey filter on this thing. Just exactly how you are. We want to see exactly how you are. Full body and close-up shot. You can email all of this to onlocationcasting1@gmail.com.
Okay.
Very fun.
Both of the emails you've given us so far have been very easy, very simple to get this information.
Yes, I think so. Making links is also super helpful just to make it a little more straightforward. Our next project is a public service announcement, and this is for a national nonprofit called CARE. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is not necessarily theatrical work. It's not Netflix. It's not some huge thing. Well, actually, PSAs are a really wonderful way for you to get in front of the camera, and there's a lot of work in those type of industrial projects, PSAs being one of them. They are looking for, again, a specific role, a female, late 20s to 30s. So I'm like, I could fit in this. Any ethnicity. So if you fit in this is great. They're going to be filming either the 5th or the 6th of February, still TBD. This is a paid opportunity, and you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallpsa.
Okay.
But a really wonderful way to get some more on-camera experience. Anything you do, whether it's exactly what you want to do or whether it's like kind of adjacent, it's still experience. So I say always go for it.
Yeah, and I know you love to bring people commercials. PSAs are kind of cool too because you know you're kind of going after a cause there. So glad you were able to bring.
And it's pretty quick too. You're moving through. It's usually a 1-day shoot, and then you're in, you're out, you get paid, you're done.
That has a peek ahead, and this next one that you have is very close to my heart. Yes, go ahead and take it over.
I know. I put this one best for last. Best for last on this one. Netflix is doing a reboot of A Different World.
It's about time. This is exactly what we needed, people. So what are they looking for?
I'm glad you're excited about this. Amazing. I was excited when I saw it as well. So obviously, a different world if you've ever seen it. You can kind of get get an idea of what's going to happen. But they are looking for HBCU students, current students, and alumni. So, but you do have to be above the age of 18. So you can't be a 17-year-old. I know sometimes college students can be 17, sometimes a little bit younger, but you must be above the age of 18 and an HBCU student or alumni. And then this one's filming in February in Atlanta, which is really exciting. So right here. And then this is a paid opportunity as well. You can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcallhbcu. And then once you are taken to that page, you're going to have to put in a code, and the code, very simple, HBCU. And then, of course, you're going to see yourself, hopefully, on Netflix's Different World.
And what better of a place to start filming and do all this stuff than Atlanta?
Oh, it's perfect.
Spelman,
right up the alley.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. So, in addition to some of the on-camera experience opportunities, you also bring us some opportunities behind the scenes, jobs, people who don't necessarily want to be in the forefront, but they still want to be a part of things.
This is our last and final opportunity that we've got for you today, but this is a really big one. Now, the Motion Picture Association, which we have all seen, if you've ever watched to the end of the credits, you will have you'll recognize their logo. But it's a pretty big giant in the world of entertainment. Motion Picture Association. I mean, it's huge, and they are seeking a vice president for state government affairs in Georgia.
That's an important title.
It's a very important title. Now, what does that mean? State government affairs. It just is a fancy way of saying a lobbyist.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is. Which basically means if you're a lobbyist, you are lobbying on behalf of an organization to try to affect change and to keep up with things that are going on in the state legislature. Right now, we're in the middle of the legislative session, and this person is going to be spending a lot of time at the Capitol. You're going to be talking to legislators, the governor, any state agencies that may have any impact on the Motion Picture Association, and so your duties are going to include a lot of it's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of talking. If you like to talk and you like to study, if you like politics, if you like government, this is a great role for you, and especially if you like entertainment and combining all of those things. You're also going to have an understanding of emerging legislation, so you're going to be keeping up with any new bills that are hitting the floor. You're going to be there the day they hit the hopper, policy issues, industry trends, and then, of course, you're going to have to be in constant communication with the Motion Picture Association. If this sounds like something that's really interesting to you, I'm going to tell you the qualifications you have to have. Okay. You have to have a bachelor's degree, and then, of course, 5 or more years of professional experience in government, legislative, or public policy. Very important there. It doesn't have to be each thing, but definitely in that realm. You have to be a really great networker and a really great communicator. This job is heavy on the communication and very, very heavy on the organization as well. Multi-state experience is preferred. Obviously, that's great. This is for Georgia, but of course, you could be potentially doing more. And then you must have a strong working understanding of state and local legislative, regulatory, and policymaking processes and government relations. And you can apply for this. If this sounds great to you, you can apply for this by going to tinyurl.com/castingcall MPA.
Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah. Very
cool. Very straightforward this week. Yeah.
So, thank you so much for putting all this stuff together to bring to us. We had really great opportunities for you guys.
We really do.
If you miss any of these things, maybe you're just coming in now, don't worry. This will be available for you on the Fox Local app. Tess, thank you so much. I'll see you next week.
We'll see you next week.
All right, you guys, don't go anywhere. We've got a lot more coming up for you right after this. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. We've got to go back over some of our latest closures for you guys. And just letting you know, you can also access this by going to www.fox5atlanta.com/closings. But first thing this morning, we knew that Fannin County schools were going to have a digital learning day. So if you are a student there, teacher, administrator, you do not have to be in the building unless otherwise stated by the administrators there. But we do know that they're requiring their students to learn digitally tomorrow. We also know that Stephen County Schools has decided to close down, and I believe we just got another one in. Give me 1 second to double check where that location is. Pickens County. Thank you. Pickens County is having a virtual learning and work day tomorrow. So these are the latest ones we've gotten in, but of course you're going to want to stay watching Fox Local, Fox 5 Atlanta. We will have the latest closures for you guys. We also know, of course, there have been a couple of other churches that have closed down for the day. They said that they weren't going to have Sunday service, but that could potentially also impact what's going to happen Monday. They may also not have in-person dealings. Maybe they'll do things virtually there too. So if you're part of any organization, another church, government building, you have to go to court or anything like that, the best thing to do to see if it's going to be open on Monday is just give them a call. That's probably going to be your best bet. Or check out their social media pages, because sometimes they'll update their Facebook before they'll send out an email. So again, that's another place that you can look. I also want to remind you that you can send us your snow day pictures. We are still taking submissions, and I've got a couple of them in now. Let's see. Hold on. I'm fixing my playlist before I get it out there to you guys. All right, so I want to start by saying thank you to our first responders who have been working extremely hard to keep you guys in the know. But the latest image that I was able to get you guys was this funny husband that was out there grilling. For some reason, I'm not able to go to my next photo. Give me 1 second. Technology is great until it's not. All right, here we go. Oh, that's still not the right one. Yes, here we go. Barrow County Fire Department, they sent us a picture of one of their squad cars out in the snow, because while you may be inside or maybe outside enjoying your day, able to play around and have a good time, we know that our first responders have been driving around making sure that the roads are okay, that you're okay, whether anybody is stopped on the side of the road, needs some assistance, they were there for that. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to our firefighters, EMS, police, our nurses who have been working behind the scenes too. We had somebody submit something from one of our healthcare systems. Trying to think what else. The people have been plowing this streets for us, putting out the salt, putting out the brine. Our sheriffs, our deputies, everybody who has had a hand in keeping us safe, want to make sure that we are telling them how much we appreciate them. So Jackson Hicks sent this in from Winder, again, giving us a better look at the Barrow County Fire Department's reaction and how they were able to get out there in the snow yesterday. All right, now we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming, our fun photos from families. So we have been ogling over baby's first snow pics, and we've got another one. It says these are the grandparents posing with the grandbaby. They had also sent some pictures in of the parents, but I just thought the grandparents picture was so adorable. So shout out to Tina Ivester from Cornelia, who sent us in this image of their beautiful family. Take a moment though, tune them out. Look at their background. That is clearly how the snow was coming down in Cornelia. It's like a winter wonderland. We were saying before that it's almost like someone shook up a snow globe, set it down, and then this is the picture that they got out of it. Beautiful photo. Some of you guys could be models, some of you guys could be photographers. I was saying the other day that those snowflake pictures that you were sending in could honestly go for a Pulitzer Prize. So I've just been extremely impressed by what I've been seeing. Something you'd see in National Geographic. All right, we had Nika Laura from Cumming, Georgia send us this photo. She says it's her. She's been having so much fun. She can't believe Georgia got snow. Now, instead of sledding on a sled or a tube, she actually opted in for a boogie board, and she made this mini snowman that you see there. Some of us didn't get a ton of snow, so we were scraping together whatever we could. I saw somebody, and I kid you not, folks, I saw somebody take what are they? You clean your teeth with them. Toothpicks and what looked like some marshmallows, and they made their snowman. No snow, no problem. That's what they said out there. So Nika, shout out to you from Cumming. Thank you for sending us your adorable photo as well. All right, taking another look. I know. Can you? Yeah, you can see the caption. They named their hamster T'Challa, like from Black Panther. You know what? This is why representation matters. So this is a photo of Lance Bilbrew's son posing with his hamster out there enjoying the winter weather. I don't know how much the hamster was enjoying it, but photo all the way from Loganville. Thank you so much for being a part of our stream and also just for making me laugh. That was fun. And last but not least, we got this beautiful photo from Brooke Newman's family all the way out in Matthews, Georgia. I actually hadn't heard of Matthews before seeing this, so it's so cool to me too. I've been learning a lot of the different areas, learning more about Georgia through you guys. I didn't realize just how large our reach is, especially here on Fox Local. So thank you so much to Brooke, to the Newmans for posing for a beautiful picture. Thank you so much to all of you guys who have been submitting your pictures, your videos, and you still can. You see that QR code right there on your screen? Just go ahead and put your phone over it. It's almost like you're taking a picture, and then you click the link as it pops up. Let me take down our banner and our bug so that you guys can see it. Yeah, so go ahead and do that. So many of you guys have still been sending in photos. Yesterday, we had already broken 8,000. We're gaining up on 9,000 submissions. And just in case you didn't see your picture here on Fox Local, or maybe you didn't see it yesterday on our live coverage, I do want to let you know that by scanning that QR code as well, you'll see a full gallery up on that page of more pictures that maybe we didn't get to, but we were able to share with you there. So again, just thank you so much. This is what's so cool about having this interactive kind of news conversation. You can be a part of what it is that we're reporting on, and just like this, you can insert your own content, your own commentary, make our talent laugh up here. It's a really great time, and I'm happy that we're also able to get those out to you on social media. All right, still ahead, we do have to talk to you guys again about weather. Yes, the snow, ice mainly yesterday, but still could present to be a problem today, the rest of your day, or maybe even tomorrow. So we'll check in with our meteorologist when we come back. Hey guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. There we go. Welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. I'm Jadea Murray. This is our Alex Forbes. Alex, it has been a cold start to the day. It's only noon.
Yep. So we just got the list of wind chills in from the coldest spots across North Georgia this morning. So take a stab at who was the coldest in terms of feels like temperature. What was the temperature?
Okay, I'm going to say Blue Ridge, maybe.
Okay.
And I'm going to say their feels like temperature, -5.
Okay, so Atlanta was colder than that.
Oh.
Atlanta's
Oh.
wind chill this morning was -6.
Okay.
So not far off from the location, just one county over into Murray County. So going from Fannin into Murray County, Chatsworth, and they checked in this morning with -19. And
I feel so bad for complaining to you guys.
that was at 5:35 a.m. there in Chatsworth. So just to run through a couple more of
Are
these.
y'all okay?
J, Apple Capital, -15. Brasstown Bald, -14. All right. Alpharetta, McGinnis Woods Day School, McGinnis Ferry Road, -7. All right. You mentioned Atlanta at -6.
Yeah.
Blue Ridge was at -7. Emory Atlanta campus, -5. I'm pretty sure that's referencing the Emory campus here. Unless it's the hospital downtown. I don't know how.
Either way, it's still Atlanta.
Right. Yeah. And that was at 4:30. So when we got to work this morning,
Again, I'm so sorry for complaining. I
Delaga,
know nothing.
-5. Canton, -5. Soap Creek Elementary there in Cobb County, -4. Roswell, -4. Stone Mountain, -3. So yeah, it was cold this morning.
Yeah, to say the least.
So we've warmed
Right
up.
there.
Yeah, a toasty 28 now in Atlanta for an actual temperature. Now that's not a fair comparison, right? We were talking about the wind chills and now I'm talking about the temperature. So we'll get to the wind chills here in just a moment. But first, got 22 in Canton, 23 over in Dalton. So Dalton's right there next to Chatsworth, which is where that -19 was. It's 19, +19 in Blairsville, 27 in Athens, and 32 over in Eatonton. So now let's check out the wind chills. And these are apples to apple comparison. So we have warmed from -6 to 15 in Atlanta, 10 in Canton, 9 in Dalton, 9 in Blairsville, 17 in Athens, and 22 over in Eatonton. So yes, safe to say the extreme cold warning was there for a good reason until 1 o'clock. So technically an hour left on it. But look, it's going to be cold into the afternoon. Feels like temperatures at their warmest only in the mid-20s before we slip back down into the teens tonight. Gainesville going to do something similar, looking for mid-20s this afternoon as its warmest. But I still want everybody to drip their faucets. That is super important because history tells us that as we find our way into the night tonight after not getting above freezing yesterday and only barely getting above freezing today, that they will be a problem tonight. So I made the analogy earlier. I would rather spend an extra $5 on my water bill than I would a deductible on a home insurance claim because of a bursted pipe. So
100%.
That's a good way to think about it. And that's the other funny thing about this morning. I had people in the Facebook comments and the YouTube comments saying, well, I'm sure the water companies love, this time of year with all the dripping and stuff. Well, a volume of water that comes out in a drip versus the shower that you take, it's pennies, right? Like it is not a large volume of water by any stretch of the imagination. It's probably 1/100th that comes out in a second of the volume of water. So, that's my thought process on it, at least.
Maybe they're not dripping right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and for what it's worth, I think people, sometimes you get overnight low temperatures in the mid-20s and you start hearing some meteorologists say, oh, go drip your pipes. Don't forget your 4 Ps, right? That's always the thing. The people, the pipes, the plants, the pets. I don't even do that, right? Like mid-20s. One, I don't say that, but I also am not dripping my pipes. You best believe they're at home right now going drip, 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 drip.
Okay.
So for what it's worth,
drip
I'm
my
doing
pipes.
it. Okay. Yeah, I'm not of the mindset, but I am today and tomorrow. 48 for tomorrow, 57 on Tuesday, 53 on Wednesday. So as the plumbers are out going to fix everybody's pipes that aren't listening to me, they're going to have some warmer weather to do that. 57 on Tuesday, 53 on Wednesday. Cooler on Thursday. I'm not going to call it cold based on what we just went through, but cooler before we're back in the 50s for the weekend. Rain chances Tuesday night into Wednesday. That will be 100% all rain, no wintry weather, nothing of that variety in there. Notice our overnight low temperature Wednesday is 45, so we're not even close to that freezing mark.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so interesting seeing the jump from 15 to 45. But again, public apology for complaining about the weather this morning.
Judea would like to
know
send
what
a
cold
personal
is.
message to everybody in Murray County.
Yes, Judea Murray would like to send a message to Murray County.
There we go.
I am so sorry. I hope you guys have gloves. I hope you have scarves. I hope you have hats. I hope you have everything that you need.
So now think about the higher elevations of Tennessee and North Carolina, just north of there, right?
I don't want to.
Murphy, North Carolina. Now this list came from our National Weather Service office in Peachtree City, so it really stops at the Georgia state line, and honestly, it does not include Rabun or Habersham counties either.
Really?
They're covered by the Greenville National Weather Service office.
Okay.
Long story. The people don't like it up there. Truthfully, we don't like it either, because a lot of times we have alerts for, say, White County and Towns County, but then not Rabun County, even though the weather is the exact same. So it's bureaucracy at its finest, but it doesn't include those spots. So it's possible that maybe up towards Tallulah Falls, Toccoa, and over into Franklin County, maybe Carnesville got super cold, and they're not on the list just yet. We've got to go check in with that Weather Service office to get their official list.
Okay. Well, just not for nothing. It's kind of interesting seeing the background work. So there's a lot that goes into, for you guys as meteorologists, making sure that you have all of the forecasts for all the different places, given that what you just told me, they're not automatically provided when the National Weather Service gives their stuff out.
What do you mean?
So you were saying how those certain counties aren't always included, even though they're very similar.
Right.
So you still have to manually go in and check.
Yes.
There's a lot of background.
Right. So we have to go, whenever I'm looking for a master wind chill list, I pull the Peachtree City list first, because that's what most of our counties are covered by. And then I've got to go to, you ready for this? I've got to go to the Greenville office for Rabun, Habersham, Stevens, Franklin, Hart, and Elbert counties. We cover Clay County, North Carolina, so I have to go to the Morristown, Tennessee office to get the Clay County information. Then we also cover Cleburne and Randolph counties in Alabama, which is covered by the Birmingham office.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's all.
So, and it's important to note, some, like I mentioned, we get messages from people in Rabun and Habersham, like, why am I not in the winter storm warning? Or Cleburne and Randolph, why am I not in this? The reasoning is 9 times out of 10, the weather doesn't stop at the jurisdictional line. It's just that the Weather Service offices either have different criteria, or, one has issued an alert before the other, and it's 30 minutes behind, and it's the bureaucracy of it, and
we do our best.
That's 9 times out of 10 the answer. But that's also a lot of the times why I don't focus on the alerts, right? I focus on what's actually going to happen. I hit the wind chills before I brought up the extreme cold warning.
Yes.
Because technically, in fact, if I click onto this, I don't think there's an extreme cold warning for Rabun and Habersham. Can we hit graphic 7? Yeah, see, they're not in it. And that's because of the National Weather Service office thing. So you have Franklin County up in North Carolina in the extreme cold warning, but not those last row of
and
counties.
There's no way it just skips over like that.
Right. It's still going to be cold in those spots. It still was cold in those spots. But, if just because there's an extreme cold warning in Towns County and not in Clay County, but then it picks up by the time you get to Franklin, that doesn't mean it's not going to be cold.
Yeah. The more you know. Weather with Alex. Thank you so much for giving us a live look at what we can expect. Also bringing us back to what we just came through again.
And we don't want to return to either.
No, not at all. Not anytime soon anyway. Maybe next winter.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of, though, I want to go over some of the biggest closings that we are getting in, because we just heard it from a couple of different schools. Let's start with Fannin County, because we knew about this one when we first came into work. They're having a virtual learning day on Monday, tomorrow. So if you're a student, a teacher, any type of staff, faculty, you aren't necessarily going to be required to come in unless you have been told otherwise. They want you to stay home and do your learning, your lessons, all of that stuff digitally. We know that Stevens County is also included in that. They have canceled school. And then we had one more. Again, give me a second to check it. That school, Pickens County, is having a virtual learning / work day on Monday. So once again, you're not necessarily required to come inside unless you have been told otherwise. Keep your eyes on our fox5atlanta.com /closings page, because as soon as these schools issue their alerts, their closings, their delays, you will know right away. That's what we have so far, but things could change overnight. So that's the best way to find out. You could also just watch us on Fox 5 Atlanta or keep up to date with us on the Fox Local app. All right, coming up in just a few minutes, I want to check in with our Eli Jordan. He's been out on the roads, checking out how things are going in North Georgia, making sure that you guys are still safe. So we'll have a report with him in just a minute. Hi guys, welcome back to Fox 5 News Live. We have finally gotten that breaking news confirmed for you all, literally within minutes. So I haven't even gotten a chance to take a look at this for myself. We're going to experience it, read it together, okay? This is just posted on Facebook by the Gwinnett County Police Department. They say on Saturday, February 1st, I think they mean Sunday, at approximately 7:30 a.m., Gwinnett County police officers were dispatched to 1790 East Park Place Boulevard in reference to a fraud call. While on scene, officers made contact with a subject who fired shots at two officers, striking both of them. The officers returned fire, injuring the suspect. The officers and the suspect were transported to a local hospital with injuries. One of the officers has succumbed to his injuries and has died. The second officer remains in critical but stable condition. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has assumed control of the investigation. Additional information will be released at a later time. They also have an official donation link available if anybody wants to help support either of the officers' families. It's on a website called zephy.com, but don't get scammed. Go to the Gwinnett County Police Department's official Facebook page. Only then there should you click that link to find out how you can make a line of duty donation in order to support the two officers and their families who were involved in this horrifying incident. So again, now I can confirm the details. We were talking about a heavy police presence reported in Stone Mountain. It turns out that is because there were shots fired in which two officers were hit. One killed, one in critical condition. We do also know that one of those suspects was also injured during the shooting and was taken to the hospital. I presume then that any charges will be filed after that person has made it home from the hospital, or has made it out of the hospital, I should say. They'll be going probably from the hospital to custody into the jail, where they'll have to face a judge. Again, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has assumed responsibility. They will be taking over this investigation, which, by the way, you guys, is normal whenever there is a shooting involving officers or an officer has discharged their weapon here in the state of Georgia. It's like their normal protocol. So my heart goes out to those families. I did not know the extent to which these injuries were in this incident. I had a feeling it may have been a shooting. I had a feeling that there were some officers involved just based on how big that police presence was out in Stone Mountain and out at Northside Hospital, but I didn't know it was to this extent. So again, my heart goes out to both families, especially the family of the officer who lost their lives. We will probably be learning the identity of that officer in maybe the next couple of hours. We're hoping to have that available for you this evening because we know so many of you guys do support your local police departments, and so you're probably going to want to know who this person was and again how you can help out. But the thing that they are saying right now is that there is an official donation link, and if you would like to send money, show your support to either family who lost one of their beloved officers, or to the family who is just trying to piece together what exactly happened because their loved one is still in critical condition. So that's the latest that we have there on that. As soon as we have more information, trust and believe we will bring it out to you. We know that our reporters have been on the roads covering how things are all across Georgia because yesterday there was a big snowstorm that hit our area, whether it brought you snow, whether it brought you ice. We have gotten so many comments on, is this area safe for me? Can I still drive out in this area? Let's head out to North Georgia, where we know our Eli Jordan has been taken to the roads, just trying to get a better idea of how safe it is for you guys. Eli, what are you seeing out there?
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, Judea. Absolutely terrible news you just read there. Heart goes out to those officers' families. But yes, things seem to be clearing up here. I'm on 400 heading south, actually, and right at Cumming. And you can see that the road is dry and people are driving as normal. But if you get off these roads, the side roads, be very careful because there's still a lot of slick spots, especially the shadows of trees, things like that. You get some confidence going, thinking it's all clear, then all of a sudden you'll run into a rough spot. So just take it real easy if you have to get out. But right now, Georgia 400 is looking really good right now, right at Cumming. And this is where it got hit pretty hard yesterday. Lots of snow was through here. We had whiteout conditions, and I saw lots of cars spinning out, and just the right two lanes, or sometimes it was just the right one lane that was open, or nice and clear. But the salt trucks obviously have gotten out here, brined and plowed very well, and as the sun has come up, a lot of the wet water has evaporated, and this is looking good out here today at about 12:20 Sunday afternoon, February 1st. 400 is looking decent after our big snowstorm yesterday, so it looks like the Georgia highway crews did a really good job getting ahead of this, and this is nothing like we've seen in the past where Atlanta has been completely crippled, because this could have easily been the same situation up here. But looks like the salt and brine and plow trucks did their job, and we're going to slowly get back to normal at the beginning of this week. Judea?
Eli, thank you so much for taking us on the road with you. I was holding my breath during our first shots because I could see that some of the lanes weren't as well plowed as some of the other ones, but I'm happy that you were able to make it through safely. Hoping that you get home where you can be in front of maybe a fireplace or just under a warm blanket. Thank you so much for contributing to our report today, and I can't wait to see what you bring us next weekend. Eli also reports for us during the week, so if you loved hearing his voice, seeing his perspective from out there on the roads, you can check in with him throughout this week as well. He'll be back here on Fox 5 News Live as the week continues. All right, I did want to get back into that breaking news that I was able to bring you at the top of our show. We heard new information about this shooting involving Gwinnett County police officers, in which we know one of those officers has actually lost his life. I want to make sure I've got this up for you guys. Originally, we were reporting on a heavy police presence reported near Stone Mountain, out in Stone Mountain. the Gwinnett County Police Department has now confirmed that at approximately 7:30 a.m., Gwinnett County police officers were called to 1790 East Park Place Boulevard in reference to a fraud call. During that call, when they were trying to make contact with, I assume, a suspect or subjects, they say that that suspect fired shots at 2 officers, striking both of them. Those officers then returned fire, and they injured the suspect. The officers and the suspect were both taken to a local hospital with injuries. So we know one of those officers who was hit, unfortunately, did not survive. We don't have an identity yet just yet on that officer, but we do know that the other officer is still in critical condition. However, they are saying that they are believed to be in stable condition, which is probably the silver lining in all of this. We know the suspect is still in the hospital, and I assume that upon being treated and being released from the hospital, will be back in custody and will be taken to the jail where he'll have to face a judge. Not exactly sure how a fraud call turns into a shootout, but that is the scene that we are learning more about. Now, we do know that in addition to the Gwinnett County Police Department, they have now turned things over to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation. This is going to be a much bigger operation. We know that there were so many officers out on the scene out there in Stone Mountain when this first happened. One of our reporters, Kim Luffler, rushed out there to see what was going on, what information we could get. And at the time, the officers were being very close-lipped, saying that soon they would be able to give us a press conference, soon they would be able to give us more information. And now that I'm learning the new details, I'm assuming that they were just trying to make sure that their own was okay. And I understand that. I understand not necessarily wanting to take the questions while you're still trying to make sure that someone on the sidelines is even going to make it home that night. And unfortunately, we do know one of those officers will not be. So now the next question a lot of you guys probably have is, how can I help? You know, a lot of you guys do support your local police departments. And so they have a donation link. Again, I don't want to just put this link out there willy-nilly. I want you guys to go to the Gwinnett County Police Department's Facebook page and click the link from their post so that you know you have the official one. That donation link is set up for both families, both the officer that's in critical condition and the officer who lost his life. It is supposed to support both of their families as they go through this hard, tragic time, hopefully together. So any donation, I assume, is going to be an appreciated one to support that family during this hard, trying time. Again, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has assumed control of that investigation, so any other information that we get will be coming from them, not from Gwinnett County Police. We are still hoping to bring you more information as this day progresses. So not only did you have your news with us here on Fox 5 News Live, but you can continue streaming with us right here on the Fox Local app, or whether maybe you're watching us on YouTube. We have a 24/7 stream, and if you're listening to us on the radio, I do want to let you know we will continue talking to you about things happening around town, especially this situation, because we know so many of your eyes are on it. So that's the latest that we have there on that. Any additional information we will be bringing to you. You can also tune in with us at 6 p.m. when we have another live news program where we'll have even more information with an anchor, reporters out on the scene. I'm sure we're going to be sending someone to the hospital just to see how the families are doing and how the officers are coping with this hard, tragic news there. My heart certainly goes out to all the families involved. Again, I'm a journalist, but I'm also a person, and my heart just goes, how did we go from a fraud call to shots being fired to a death? And unfortunately, I don't have those answers just yet for you guys. But I do want to thank you so much for giving me a little piece of your time, inviting me into your morning, into your afternoon. I hope that you enjoyed listening to this forecast and to this news conversation. I also hope that you loved seeing some of those pictures that we were able to share with you. It's a cool interactive piece that we've added to our live stream. So if you love it, let us know. My name is Judea Murray, and I will be back on air with you guys in the coming days. So if you liked what you heard here, you can follow me on social media. I'll have much more for you coming soon.
Northwest to the streets of Philadelphia, the World Cup countdown is on. And right now, we're in Seattle with the mascots taking over Pike Place Market. Plus, we break down the U.S. team's chances with soccer great Manny Lagos and also reveal the high-tech security plans keeping fans safe. This is Football HQ. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike Meeback. As the countdown to the 2026 World Cup continues, we're visiting host cities all across the country. And this week, we are headed to the Pacific Northwest. And joining me as co-host this week is Aaron Mayovsky from Fox Local Seattle. Aaron.
Hey, Mike. We love joining you from Seattle. The U.S. is so excited to host the World Cup, but one local tribe here in Seattle is making sure we don't forget our roots. I can't wait to tell you about that one and show you all the fun the World Cup mascots had when they came to Seattle. Did they catch a fish at Pike Place Market? You'll just have to wait and see.
Sounds like a plan. We will see you in just a bit. Thank you, Aaron. Well, I know we've been talking about ticket mania, but the official numbers, I'm telling you, they are staggering. FIFA confirmed it has received 500 million requests, a new world record. And here is the surprise, the most requested match, it's not the final. It's the group stage, the clash between Colombia and Portugal in Miami. Now, if you enter the draw, mark your calendars. FIFA begins sending out confirmation emails on February 5th. Meantime, the field, it's not full yet. 22 nations are still alive, fighting for the final 6 spots to get to North America. It comes down to 16 European teams battling for 4 slots and 6 intercontinental teams chasing the last 2 tickets. The do-or-die matches kick off March 26. With that, we send it back to Aaron in Seattle.
The excitement continues to build as soccer fans around the region get ready for FIFA World Cup 2026 in Seattle at Lumen Field. It's finally back in the U.S. after 32 years. It took some time, but we got it back. Football fanatics, though, will travel long and far to support their teams. We know that. We caught up with a couple of guys who did just that back in 1994. Let me introduce you to the journeymen from Seattle's Garfield High School.
Oh, it comes back quickly.
There you go. Look at you.
Say hello to Kevin Rothrock and Tim Rogers.
That's coming back a little bit, Kev.
These two soccer fanatics both played here at Garfield High School, but their passion for the game runs deeper than that.
Oh, this was the original flyer for how we were going to do this.
Back in 1994, the World Cup being played here in the U.S., Tim and Kevin, along with 5 other friends, had a brilliant idea.
I was 7 of us from the class of 88 and 87 who came up with the idea with the World Cup being here, why not go out and have an adventure?
But they needed money and transportation, so they pooled their dough and bought an old school bus for $2,000. That was just the beginning.
We stripped the whole thing down, took all the seats out, built everything from the ground up. We painted it white, and then we had some artists that went from Garfield to decorate the bus.
We weren't very skilled at woodworking or anything like that.
With bunk beds, a bathroom, and running water.
We didn't do the convertible, but we didn't have the tequila on tap.
Right.
But other than that, we had everything there.
The guys mapped out a plan to see all 7 venues across the country, starting in Chicago and finishing in Pasadena. A 10,000-mile journey on a shoestring budget. What could go wrong?
When we first set off and we realized that after all this work we were on the road, I mean, we made it about 30 minutes before it broke down. Every stop had its own, unique stories, and every place was pretty special.
How about a group of Americans from Seattle?
After a while, word got out that these World Cup hounds were on a mission, eventually becoming celebrities, signing sponsorships with a shoe company and a sports drink. It was just enough money to pay for gas. Not bad for a bus that gets 5 miles per gallon.
Mom, I need money. Send it quick.
We had a rooftop deck, so when we were camped out in a parking lot, we would just go up on top of the deck and just hang out and wave at people, invite them up if they wanted to come up.
But for this group, not only was the World Cup important for them, but the journey together and the memories they shared are priceless.
Kevin, Tim, and company didn't stop with the 1994 tournament. They reunited in Paris for the 1998 games and then again in Germany for the 2006 World Cup. And no, they did not drive the bus. It is gone and retired, but they are planning on taking in the 2026 FIFA World Cup here in the Emerald City. And meantime, we have to tell you about what Seattle is doing to pay respect to its roots. The Puyallup people, known as generous and welcoming, have lived along the shores of Salish Sea at least 10,000 years, shaping the land, spirit, and story of the Puget Sound region. Soccer, and as we know it, is the world's game, which transcends borders and brings people together in shared celebration. And that is why the Puyallup tribe is excited to come together with FIFA to welcome the world to Seattle for these prestigious games. This partnership is historic, marking the first time an Indigenous nation will be formally represented at the World Cup.
It's a game that has helped unite the universe. But most importantly, this upcoming World Cup is showing everyone the importance of sustainability.
This is one of the most important issues in our world right now. We can bring the biggest sporting event in the world here to Seattle and then create impacts that last well beyond the final whistle of the last match. Our job is to make this a positive experience now and for years to come.
The Puyallup tribe is teaming up with FIFA, soccer's governing body. They're already making a huge impact for everyone. Whether you're a soccer fan or not, they're making sure the world is aware of how vital the environment is for a sustainable future.
When you say World Cup, the World Cup is world known, and this gives us an opportunity to share those with the whole world. It's opportunity to show what our people are about, such as protecting, preserving all the natural resources that we have, and making sure that everybody knows that it's really important. And not only that, the education of one another's culture.
The Puyallup tribe has big goals for this World Cup. They've been working for years to help preserve the environment. The tribe is committed to climate change impact studies, supporting the ban of styrofoam to maintain safe marine life and fish habitat, along with air quality monitoring and adopting a clean fuel standard. The tribe hopes these goals help kickstart everybody towards sustainability.
I think this opportunity that the tribe has been given is a great opportunity for everybody to see how important it is to partner, how important it is to sit down at the table, share cultures, share thoughts, and make this world a better world. That's what it's all about.
The World Cup mascots are making their way around North America to promote the big event. They made a stop right here in Seattle, and I got to tag along.
Hey, exciting times here in the Emerald City. Look who I have with us. This is FIFA World Cup 2026 mascots. We have Team USA here. This is Clutch bringing it, and Team Mexico, Zayu. And can't forget about Canada, that is Maple. These guys are here at Pike Place Market, getting the fans all revved up for this huge tournament on Fox.
It's going to be here before we know it. It's amazing that now we're starting to see the momentum build and people out here. I mean, the mascots are out here and a crowd is out here watching them toss the fish. It's been awesome.
It's great to have the mascots come down, and some of the players come down, and you come down, and we need it. The market needs it. Seattle needs it.
Well, let's start with Mexico. We got the Jaguar, right? Zayu. Really the culture of the Mayan people, the food, the culture, the dance, and bringing things across the borders.
Then we have Maple, who's the goalkeeper, the calm, steady, resilient one that brings us all together.
The bald eagle, the American, Clutch. Right? The number 10, the midfielder, the one that's kind of pulling all the strings. You talk about leadership, you talk about pushing forward, that's Clutch.
Don't you feel like we're winning here right now in Seattle with all this commotion and just the hubbub of this?
It really is. I mean, we get to bring the world's game into Seattle and show them how beautiful this place is. So for the whole world to come see Seattle and celebrate it, I think it's beautiful.
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox!
FIFA World Cup 2026 on Fox!
So fun to hang out with them at Pike Place. And for all you tourists coming here, it's called Pike Place and not Pike's Place. So remember that. Much more to come here on Fox Local Football Headquarters.
The countdown to the World Cup isn't just about host cities, it's about expectations. And right now, there's real buzz around how far the U.S. men's national team can actually go on home soil. Fox local Minneapolis sat down with soccer great Manny Lagos, former U.S. midfielder and head coach of Minnesota United, to get his take on the U.S. run and who he thinks will actually make it all the way to the final.
Let's start with what we've seen from the United States. Placed in Group D alongside Paraguay and Australia. We're still waiting to see who the fourth team will be in that group. We know it's going to be the winner between Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, Kosovo. One of those four teams will be the final team in that group. But when you look at this group for the United States, what initially jumps out at you?
My buddy sent me a great text about, it was Jurgen Klopp, the famous coach from Liverpool, running on the field, like screaming and celebrating. I think that, and I don't want to say this like in a way that is just like I want it to be hard, but I think this is the best case scenario. I mean, we should be celebrating. I mean, again, you're going to have to play the games, you're going to have to win, but there's no doubt we should be favored to win this group on home soil. It couldn't have gone better for the draw today, and that's no disrespect to Australia or Panama. We'll talk about them in a sec.
Sure.
But it could have been a lot harder draw.
Walk me through what you believe in terms of, let me phrase it this way. Walk me through how you feel about Team USA going into this tournament, the roster, the potential roster, and the vibe of U.S. soccer going into this tournament.
It's interesting. I think it's been a really tough year, ups and downs, and we're in and up right now. I would say after the last World Cup, we had the second youngest roster in the entire World Cup, but we had some great emerging young stars. I think they've grown and developed over 4 years. I don't think they've become maybe like the global superstars that maybe some other countries like France and Argentina, which realistically they've been playing it for a lot longer and have the best players in the world, particularly with Messi. But I think we've got seasoned superstars sprinkled throughout the MLS and definitely in Europe now, where we have a great coach that can bring a team together. And again, the team is more important than the individuals, especially to win a World Cup. It's massively important. So for me, I think we've got a really good group. And I think our last two games against Paraguay and Uruguay as exhibition games, I think the world was like, whoa.
Yeah.
The U.S. actually has a little more depth and fight in them than people realize. That gets me excited because I think our secret DNA is the depth of this squad.
I want to get your thoughts on the U.S. being one of the three host nations. We haven't seen the U.S. host a World Cup since 1994. What does this mean for the United States, the game itself in the country, and the growth of the game in the country?
The growth of this sport in '94 was astronomical. It was just why MLS is so popular, and there's soccer stadiums all over this country, and there's millions of soccer fans. Partly had to do with when we got the bid, I think in 1988, and then we hosted that World Cup in 1994. I expect another explosion. I expect another explosion of amazing fan base at the older levels who go to the games. But more importantly, it's the kids that are dreaming about becoming a world soccer star. And what better place to have all the stars of the world here in our country inspiring young kids to play soccer.
What are your thoughts on the expanded field? Do you like an expanded field? How do you feel it's going to look different? What are your thoughts on adding more teams?
Well, I certainly think like the groups are a little more watered down from like just like a group of death, although we'll probably go over one in a second.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe not as much controversy. I think there's only one or two this time you can say. And I just get so excited about these countries that probably would never get to qualify for a World Cup. You know, you got the Curaçaos, the Cape Verde. There's so many cool stories. And then I won't answer that until we see the World Cup. I think that's the proof in the pudding will be like, do we have 48 teams that are competitive, that make it compelling and make this kind of celebration of the global game?
I want to hear who meets in the final and who
geez.
wins the final, Manny. Who wins it?
I mean, my heart is going to always say the USA. But if I'm being honest, you're going to probably have a Spain-France or a Spain-France or France-Argentina final.
Do you like Argentina to get back there?
I mean, if you think about it, Messi's done so well
right.
on U.S. soil. I think they've got a really good shot. Like I said, out of those three, it's hard for me to pick two, but those three really are, for me, the favorites for the World Cup.
And if you're wondering how the numbers stack up, we checked the odds. The top 5 teams to win the World Cup right now: Brazil, France, England, Argentina, and Spain. When you're hosting the biggest sporting event in the world, nothing is left to chance. From stadiums to fan zones, security teams are planning for every scenario, including drones. Fox Local Dallas explains how that planning is already underway in Texas.
They have evolved from backyard gadgets
to buzzing around on missions with emergency crews, dropping off deliveries, surveying construction sites, and even mapping utility lines. Drones and their growing popularity forcing public safety leaders to think beyond convenience and consider how bad actors might exploit them when the world's largest sporting event lands in North Texas.
We were the first police department in the United States to be authorized by the FAA to fly these vehicles in commercial Class B airspace.
Arlington was putting drones in the air well before Super Bowl 45, turning them into high-tech lookouts above crowded corridors. Now, as next year's World Cup looms, public safety concerns have surged.
They may be used to deploy chemicals, some type of chemical weapon.
And that's why the federal government is opening up access to a new funding source, the CUAS grant program. $500 million is being carved out, half dedicated specifically to World Cup host cities and states. Those funds will help agencies buy detection tools, scanning equipment, mapping software, and systems capable of intercepting suspicious aircraft.
We're the air traffic control system for drones. We help secure the airspace, identify drones that are flying.
Airspace Link is among the companies assisting and consulting with law enforcement. Its AirHub dashboard can give local authorities a quick overview of what is airborne in a designated zone.
And federal officials are investing big time in security. More than $1 billion in federal grants has been announced to help host cities and communities prepare for the World Cup. Football HQ is back right after this.
When people talk about how big the World Cup will be, it can be hard to wrap your head around it. But in Philadelphia, organizers are breaking it down in a way football fans can understand.
There were 240 million people around the world who watched the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl last February. There will be more than 1.5 billion people, upwards of 3 billion people, who will tune in for the World Cup's final match in 2026. There are going to be 19 billion people that over the course of 40 days are going to tune in to watch the World Cup. There are 70% of the people that will come to Philadelphia for World Cup matches. They will not have a ticket to go to Lincoln Financial Field. So when you think about that, right, and we as Philadelphians pride ourselves on our ability to travel and take over stadiums, right? This is more about being part of the party. And so I think the Club World Cup this past summer really gave such an incredible opportunity for people to get just a taste of it. And, Chris, you had the best line, which is like, it's the perfect appetizer for 2026. I remember you saying that to me in June, right at 1 year out. And that's exactly what it was. It really did help to open so many people's eyes to what FIFA World Cup might be, because the Club World Cup brought fans from around the world. And so you were seeing fans exiting Philadelphia International Airport all dressed in kits and going into the city and into bars and restaurants and running the Rocky Steps and taking pictures and really just embracing Philadelphia. And so whether it was Palmeiras or Botafogo, or it was the Wydad from Morocco or Esperance of Tunisia, what it was incredible was to see the passion of these fans. And so having that experience is, again, the perfect appetizer to what 26 will be, which is even going to be bigger.
World-class players are known for their foot skills, but what you're about to see goes way beyond the game. 2 championship football freestylers are turning a soccer ball into a show. Fox Local LA went behind the scenes to see the tricks they'll be performing at World Cup events around the country.
This is super special. We are here with the world's best freestyle footballers. What am I talking about? I am joined by Osman Roa and Kevin Medina showing us their tricks. Look at this. It's all about style, flair, creativity, and a whole lot of training. Let me ask you guys, tell us what freestyle football is all about.
It's, I would say, about expressing yourself, enjoying, making sure you're having fun.
Woo! It really does bring the world together. The joy of football, the joy of just playing with the ball. It must take so long to just master all of these skills, these tricks. Look at that! Oh my goodness! What do people say when they watch you?
How much do we train?
What's the hardest part about it?
The hardest part is just keep the ball right here every day. Control the ball. You have to train it every day. That's really hard for us.
This dynamic duo both hold multiple world records. Freestyle competitions are mainly broken down into 3 judging categories: upper body freestyle tricks, lower body tricks, and seated skills too.
Can you teach me something since you're the world champ?
Let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you. And,
I don't have the touch, the magic touch.
That's
it.
Football freestyle is a global sport, and athletes from around the world compete in international tournaments, judged on control, creativity, and difficulty. Sounds pretty fun, right? Okay, Mike, back to you.
And just incredible skill on display. That is the kind of creativity fans can really expect around the World Cup on and off the pitch. And that is going to do it for this episode. Thanks for joining us as we do continue our tour of World Cup host cities all across the country. A big thank you to Aaron Mayofsky from Fox Local Seattle for co-hosting with us this week. And if you have photos from past World Cups or you're showing off just your soccer pride, we'd love to see them. Send them in and you might see your photo on a future episode. I'm Mike Meeback, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.